Sir Dean.
Hello and welcome in to everybody tuning in on the YouTube live stream. It is so good to have every single one of y'all joining us today. If you don't know what we do here, we basically debate Trump supporters until a rage quit. That typically happens around that 4 to 5 hour point. The purpose of these lives are not only to attempt to
My bad.
I don't know why he's
I'm hyped.
screaming.
My bad.
And the point of these live streams are to attempt to change minds, not only the person that's on the stream that I'm talking to that supports Trump, but also to the viewers. So we already have our very first Trump supporter loaded into the live stream over on TikTok. That's where we pull the guests up. Their name is Javier. They're 20 years old. Javier, if you want to unmute that mic and tell us why it is exactly that you support who I deem is the worst president of your life, you have my attention. Take it away.
I'm already knowing because of his undoubted charisma / aura.
Okay.
My man, D.
Okay.
Trump. No. Come on. Hear me out on here. Hear me out. His aura. So younger generation. It influences the younger generation. Like.
All right. Yeah, I kicked him. So for everybody tuning in on YouTube, I bet that you wanted to come in here to debate. We're not going to listen to some man-child scream about how they support a fascist as president because of their aura with a laggy internet connection. So I'm going to be honest, guys. I kicked him. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Give us a minute. Let's go to get that next guest loaded in. What's going on, Gannon? Do you support Trump? Gannon, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. And Gannon left on his own. All right, for the 5,000 people joining us over on TikTok. Guys, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen and sharing out that live. Seriously, you guys can really help this live stream shoot out and get some more Trump supporters in here for us to debate if you are double tapping and sharing. If you double tap and you share, we'll be able to blow up on that For You page, and that is exactly what we need to do if we want to be able to draw people that still support Trump into the live. Let me get it straight though. MAGA is dead. All right. It is so very hard to find Trump supporters. And if you want to help us find Trump supporters, all you got to do is double tap, share, and spam that chat. Just engage with the live. You already know it. Welcome in, Yankee. Do you support Trump? See, like there we just got NPCs in the queue, bruh. Coral, thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat. Coral says, happy Monday, nice chair. Thank you, Coral. I got a new chair. I'm in a really good mood. It's already so much more comfortable than the chair that I've had. Let's get 200 Coral W's in that chat. Coral, it's good to see you. As well as Jeff with the $10 saying, Dean, do you have any words on today's meeting with Zelensky? I was busy when it happened. I haven't been able to watch through it yet. I will by this time tomorrow, though. I'll give you my thoughts then. Thank you for the 10, Jeff. Welcome in, Tommy. Do you support Trump?
I'm an independent.
Okay, Tommy, I'm sorry. I kicked you just because you didn't say yes or no. If the answer to that question was a yes, feel free to rejoin that chat. I didn't mean to kick you so quickly. I just so happen to have my finger like on the mute on the kick button. So that's my bad. That's my fault. I'll take the blame there. But once again, for everybody tuning in, if you want to come up here and talk to me, we have rules. Just make sure that you're an American adult that's at least 18 that supports Donald J. Trump as president of the United States of America. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. And you sound very young. How old are you? Well, he is very young. He left. Guys, we're not talking to kids. Don't know how many times I need to say that. We're only talking to adults. Wish you would, listen to me the first time. Moving on to the next guest, Susan. Let's go and get Susan up here. If you're watching the live and you're an American adult that supports Trump and you want to come up here and have a conversation, let me know down below in that chat by dropping a MAGA with your age. We'll get you pulled up here. Welcome in, Susan. Are you MAGA?
No, but I can support you on the badge.
Okay. Banned, guys. I don't know what to tell you. For everybody watching, I'm sorry that so many people are like this and just completely disregard the rules and interrupt the stream. I'm really sorry that there's so many people like this. How belligerent is that? You know what I mean? It's just so it's very belligerent and rude. But let's go to move on to the next guest, Allie. Let's go to get that next guest up in here, guys. Make sure that you're following the rules if you want to join. Welcome in, Allie. Do you support Trump?
I don't, but...
Okay, then please don't join the queue next time, Allie. I hope that you have a good rest of your day. It's so simple, guys. The rules are so easy. Bread, thank you for the $10. Bread says, good afternoon, biggest of dogs. Welcome in, Bread. Good to see you again. You were hanging out in here with us yesterday. Thank you for coming back today. You're awesome. Moving on to the next guest, Breck. Everyone, just give us a minute to get that next Trump supporter loaded up in here right now. Welcome in, Breck. Do you support Trump?
No.
Okay. Burek, I don't know how many times I need to repeat this. We have rules. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and go over the rules one more time. They're very simple. You have to be an American adult, and you have to support Trump. That's it. That's it. That's it, folks. Those are the rules. You got to be an American adult, and you got to support Trump. I'm going to start banning every single person that comes up here in violation of those rules. You'll never be able to see my live stream again. So that's going to be the ultimatum now. It's going to be a hard red line. No matter who you are or what you want, if you're not an American adult that supports Trump, I'm going to ban you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump, AJ?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
I am 17.
Yeah, guess what? You will never see my live stream ever again, AJ. You are now banned because you're not an American adult. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now, everybody. Just give us a minute. We got that next guest loading up into the box. Here we go. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18. What year were you born in?
2057.
All right. You're banned too. You're also banned. Moving on to Sophia. Here we go. Somebody in the YouTube chat said Dean's BS tolerance is low today. Yeah, it's just because, like it's so late. It's 4 p.m. So I've already done like a full day. It was a long day too. So the tolerance is pretty low. Usually like the live streams are one of the first things that I do of my day. I wake up, it's super peaceful. I get coffee, eat breakfast, and go on live after the gym. But like today, no, it's been like a long day. I was at the hospital for a while because my grandpa's in surgery. I had to get the new chair, long gym sesh. It's just been like, so I'm already kind of worn out. Welcome in, Gavin. Do you support Trump?
No.
All right, Gavin, do you know what you are?
What do you mean?
You are banned. In fact, you will literally never see my live stream ever again. If you don't want to be like Gavin, if you don't want to literally ever see my live stream a day in your life ever again, then make sure you follow the rules. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yeah,
And how old are you?
I'm 18,
And what year were you born in?
2007,
Okay, what month?
June
June.
13th.
All right, man. First and foremost, how do you feel that we have, 7,000 people in the TikTok live, but for whatever reason, it's taken me 15 minutes to find one Trump supporter. Do you think that this means MAGA is dead or MAGA is scared to talk to me? Which one?
Neither. I think just most of your viewers are probably just Democrats.
No, that's fair to say, and I agree. Let's assume that 60% of them are Dems, 40% are not Dems. That still leaves a couple thousand people in here that aren't Dems. If there was a couple thousand people that aren't Dems, then we'd expect, more than one person to want to come up here and debate in 15 minutes. So I don't know.
I just think, of the 7,000 people, most of them are probably either too young or don't know how to debate and don't want to join the queue, and some of them just want to talk to you.
So I like 1 out of 7,000 people. That's like 0.0001%. I don't know. My explanation is that not many people support Trump.
I mean, I don't think that's true, or else he wouldn't be president, right?
No, I think that he's lost his support after the last 205 days. A lot of people voted for him based on propaganda and false promises. Could you stop breathing in the mic, please, sir? I'd really appreciate that. However, in the last 205 days, it's become clear that he doesn't want to do what he said he wants to do. It's become clear he doesn't stick up for the working class. It's become clear that he lied to Americans and gave them false promises. And it's become clear that he's a really bad guy, really bad president.
So I was going to say this. Listen, I voted for him.
Oh, you're lying about your age then, because you would have been 17 in November. And he left. All right. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Like I was telling that last guy, he was like the one out of, the one person in 16 minutes with close to 8,000 viewers that's willing to come up here and debate. Turns out he's a kid too. Listen, seriously, just think about the numbers, chat. We have 7.6 thousand people tuned in live on TikTok. And every single minute, thousands of people tune in and tune out. Right? You're not the same 7.6 thousand people that were here 60 seconds ago. And out of the thousands and thousands of people that are in this live, and the thousands and thousands of people that will leave and the new people that will join, there is not one single adult that is American that supports the president. The silver lining to the annoyance of the children and trolls is that those that hold the electoral power, those that vote, aren't supporting Trump. Let's go ahead and get a MAGA is dead down below in those live chats while we look for one single person that wants to try to revive it. Hop in that queue if you're an American adult that supports Trump. I'd love to bring you up and I'd love to chat. Kelly, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for that love. Let's go ahead and show some love to Kelly down below as well. Kelly says, hope Grandpa's okay. Yeah, well, I don't actually know yet. He wasn't out by the time I left to go back home to go live. I bet he's okay, though. Thank you for the $20, Kelly. You were awesome. Everybody watching, please show some love to Kelly. Welcome into You Support Trump.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
18.
And what year were you born in?
2007.
What month?
July.
Do you have a driver's license?
Not yet. I'm not able to.
Okay, so then you're not
For
18.
reasons. I don't have a driver's license because I couldn't like do it at all.
So you voted for Trump?
I'm a supporter.
Okay, so did you vote for him?
Yes. No.
Okay. Get out of here. Moving on to the next guest. The right answer would have been no. She realized that after it's too late. Children, stop joining. This isn't a daycare, okay? Go play Roblox. Well, actually, don't play Roblox. Bad. Don't actually do that. Go watch YouTube or something. There's no powers. Thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. They say, I think you hit the head on the nail the other day. I think you're ready to take on bigger MAGA heads. The average MAGA just can't handle debating you. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I think that's the only way to explain the fact that this is an open forum where we're ready and willing to talk to anybody and they just don't want to talk to me back. And we could go 30 minutes without a debate. That's probably it. Welcome in, Carly. What's up? Do you support Trump?
I didn't mean to.
Banned. Moving on to Devin. Here we go, everybody. Just give us a minute. Hop in that queue if you're an American adult that supports Trump. All right, guys. If you want to skip that line as well, just let me know in that chat by dropping a MAGA with your rage. What's up, Devin? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
25.
Great, man. Welcome in. You are the very first Trump supporter in the 20 minutes we've been live. How does it make you feel?
I think it was kind of funny.
Ah, very nice, very nice. Okay, quickly before I pass you the mic, I'd like to thank Delara. Thank you for the $18 over on PayPal. That is DILARA. Delara says the people that are incapable of respecting your boundaries are becoming more insufferable than MAGA. Love from Sydney, Australia. Yeah, guys, please don't try to be as or more insufferable than MAGA. We got to be better than that. But thank you for the $18, Delara. Show some love to Delara down below. Devin, I'm going to go and pass you the mic. Why the hell do you support Trump?
No, hold on. I apologize. I just had to call real fast. I apologize for interrupting like that.
Oh, you're all good. So why do you support Trump?
I think he's been a great president so far.
In the last 200 days? Really? I think that he's been a terrible one. I'll go over my reasons why after I ask you to tell me what he's done in the last 200 days that has made him so great.
Well, he went ahead and did a lot of things that he promised.
Like what?
Went ahead... like what?
Yeah, like what? I mean, so he promised to release the Epstein files.
Deals.
That didn't happen. He promised to end the Russian-Ukraine war on day one. That didn't happen. He promised to drop the price of groceries on day one. That didn't happen. You know, he promised to give tax cuts to the average working American. Turns out their purchasing power went down. So that didn't happen. The opposite did. So, what did he promise to do that he has done that you're a big fan of? And you're about to say trade deals? He promised 90 trade deals in the first 90 days in office. That didn't happen either. So, funny enough, he broke that promise too.
Well, there's a lot of countries that are making trade deals right now, and there's still a lot more to come.
Yeah, but it doesn't amount to what his promise was. And you specifically brought up the fact that he's keeping his promises.
Yes, he is. And he also lowered a lot of taxes for people, especially for tips.
Yeah.
He kept up with that promise.
Okay. So did he fulfill the promise of creating 90 trade deals in 90 days?
No, but he's getting there.
So, he can't get there because we're past 90 days. So was he a failure or a liar?
Still in progress.
Well, it's no longer in progress since we passed the 90-day mark.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of countries.
Okay, but it doesn't amount to his promise, right? So did he keep that promise?
He's going to get there. eventually.
So he is going to keep the promise of making 90 trade deals in 90 days?
We're past like the 90 days,
So he
but
didn't
it's
keep
still
that
like a
promise.
work in progress.
Right, so I just want to clarify. That means he didn't keep the promise, right?
Well, it's also part of negotiations with the other countries.
Okay.
A lot of them, they
listen,
didn't
man,
go ahead
I'm
and
just
wanted-
trying to determine, did he or did he not keep that promise? Which one?
Well, it's not just up to him. It's up to the people that he's trying to negotiate with.
You're still
To
not
the other
answering the
countries.
question. Do you know what question I'm asking you?
I heard it very well.
Yeah. Was that promise kept or was that promise not kept?
Well, sir, I just want to say that kind of it's something that we could just discuss about. Like,
Okay.
he
so
still
let's
has to
discuss
go
about
ahead and
it.
negotiate with a lot
Was
of
the promise
countries
kept or
and
was
go ahead and-
the promise not kept? Just curious.
I think it's kind of funny how you're just forcing me to try to answer a question.
It shouldn't be funny. It's kind of like sad that you can't, if that makes any sense.
And
So you're just accepting that you're not going to respond to the question? Why not? Why is that?
well, like I said, it's just Donald Trump is trying to negotiate with a lot of other countries.
Okay,
And
but that's not
a lot
an
of
answer to
them,
my
they don't want to
question.
go ahead and
Hey, man,
accept
I
the
don't know what
terms
the hell's
of
going
his
on.
conditions.
I don't know what the hell's going on. I asked you a question. Why won't you answer it? You're
Why are you getting
participating
upset?
because you are participating in a debate and you are intentionally refusing to answer a question that I've now asked you close to 10 times. That's why I'm beginning to get upset. The question is clear. Did he keep the promise of achieving 90 trade deals in 90 days?
Can you keep a promise with me?
Can I keep a promise with you? What?
Yes. Will you not go ahead and end the stream if I answer?
Why would I end this stream if you answer? What?
No, he did not.
Okay, he didn't keep the promise. Thank you so much. So that was your first point that you brought up. The promises about trade deals. Well, he actually didn't keep his promise that he made specifically about trade deals. Now, the second part.
Well, he made trade deals with Japan, made trade deals with Germany,
and that's all for investment.
made trade deals with a bunch of other countries.
And that's all for investment in American industries, right?
That is.
Did you know that investment into American industries has gone down for the first time in years?
Yeah, well, there was a lot of things that took place before Donald Trump before he picked up office.
No, fun fact, they were actually booming before he picked up office. The day he won the election, it was stagnant. How much would you
with
like?
Joe Biden, with Joe Biden when he was in office, like I remember like
How positive are you?
I was off. Huh?
How
I'm
positive
very
are you?
positive.
Would you like to bet money on it?
I don't have a lot of money to go ahead and spend. I'm trying to save up for a wedding.
Okay. So then we're not going to bet money on it, but I'm going to prove you wrong. So this is a graph pulling from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. They get their data from the U.S. Economic Bureau, and this is tracking quarterly private fixed investment into American industries through billions of dollars. I know that you can't see the y-axis. If you want to see the y-axis, just go to their website, and you'll be able to see it for yourself. It's an interactive graph. So if we look at Biden's term, January 2021 to January 2025, what we see is a massive surge, a boom, an increase. But what you'll see there is towards the end of 2024 in this graph, investment into the industries went stagnant when Donald Trump won. And then the first quarter of 2025 during his administration, they also went stagnant. Now, during the second quarter of 2025 during his administration, which is the quarter that just ended, they went down, right? So if you want to like boast and gloat all of the money that Donald Trump has been able to achieve and poured into American industries, well, when we actually reflect on the overall levels of quarterly private fixed business investment, it was significantly better under the Biden-Harris administration, and it's starting to go down now under Trump. Doesn't seem like a win.
Where did you pull up that the statistics from?
The Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. And I can't hear you when you leave the app. Like right now, you're not on the app. I can't hear you. I bet
I'm sorry. I just want to go ahead and like look at it myself.
Go look at it yourself. Feel free. I'll pull somebody else up here to debate me in the meantime while you're looking at that. Please go on pause. Type in FRED, private fixed investment.
I apologize, but I'm gonna have to end this. I got somebody who I need to talk to. You have a good day.
Well, quickly, could you give like a 3-word response to what I just said?
What was that again?
Just like real quick, any like last thoughts on me like demonstrating to you that investment has gone down under Trump?
Well, in a way, I would say like back with the tariffs, like even when that came around, I was kind of skeptical, just because a lot of that tariffs back in the day in like the early 1920s, like that caused the United States to go ahead and become go into the Great Depression because there was already a lot of tariffs, and the president at the time went ahead and I think doubled it by 50% almost, and that like was a big part of why we went to in such a recession. But the way in which Donald Trump used it, yeah, it was a gamble and went down a little bit, but it's destined to rise.
So you're just saying that you're destined to be right. So that's a bad argument, right? No, you can't just say I'm destined to be right. I don't know why, but I am. That's not a good argument.
Well, things are going a lot better, but
well, I mean, I just showed you data that demonstrated that they're actually worse. That data was live. That data was now. They're not better. They're worse. It's the data I just showed you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm glad I had to talk with you, and you have a great day.
Yeah, you too, man. Let's go to move on to the next Trump supporter. If you're in that queue, make sure that you're an American adult that's at least 18 years old that supports Trump. Holy cow, you guys. We're definitely in for a wild ride today. 30 minutes into the stream, one guest under a belt. Let's go to move on to the next. If you find yourself in that queue, make sure that it means you're an American adult that supports Trump. What's up? Are you MAGA?
Hello?
Hi, are you driving?
No, my boy's driving. I'm in the car, though.
Nice. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Cool. I want to know why. Quickly before you tell us. Nicole, thank you for the $5 on Venmo saying MAGA is dead. I couldn't agree more, Nicole. It is so hard to find any Trump supporters that are willing to talk to us. As well as Marie, thank you so much for the, excuse me, $6 on PayPal saying, hey, Dean, love your lives. Watch you nearly every day from here in Ireland. That's awesome. Thank you, Marie. Thank you guys for the love on Venmo and PayPal. You all are so awesome. If you want to support me, you can find them in the link tree in my bio on TikTok or in the pinned message on the YT stream. Now, take it away. Why the hell do you support Donald J. Trump as president?
I support him because he doesn't like the LGBTQ HDMI people that much.
All right. Well, what a way to make yourself sound unintelligent. HDMI is a type of cable that you plug into your TV. And I know that you made that as some like snarky remark, but it just makes you look very DUMB, if you know what I mean. Confusing cables that you use to run a TV for like sexual orientations or gender identities is like really freaking embarrassing, man. I'm going to be honest, really embarrassing. But like, I mean, essentially, are you just telling me that you support the MAGA agenda? You support ripping healthcare away from 10 million people, food stamps away from 3 million people, and making a rapist our president because you don't like it when two dudes kiss? Click on that profile picture, hit the icon of the mic. There you go. So two dudes kissing is so bad that we need a fascist that's been held civilly liable for rape to run our country and deport families and take healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans. Really?
Yeah, I think if the U.S. had no immigrants, the U.S. would be booming right now.
Yeah, if the U.S. had no immigrants, the U.S. wouldn't exist.
I don't think that's true.
Dude, who was the U.S. founded by? What is Ellis Island? What were the 13 original colonies? Well, I don't know. All right. He got flagged for hate speech, so I got to kick him. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone give us a minute. Hop in that queue. If you support Trump, I'll happily pull you up here. Let's go to move on to that next guest right now. We got What a Wreck loading in. Everyone, just give us a minute, you guys. Just give us a minute, y'all. We got that next guest loaded in right now. Welcome into You Support Trump.
Yeah, I do.
And how old are you?
18. Or
Okay.
19, my fault.
19? You sound pretty young. What year are you born in?
2005.
2005, what month?
December.
December of 05? Okay. All right. Sounds good. And do you have a driver's license?
I do.
Okay. What does a dotted yellow line on the road mean?
You can take over or fucking, it's your lane still.
All right. Good enough for me. Why do you support the worst president of your 19 years of life?
Why do you say he's the worst?
Well, for multiple reasons. I'll definitely tell you. I think his character is absolutely deplorable. I mean, I can't name another president in my 20 years of life that has openly boasted about perving on minors, has been held civilly liable for rape, is in the Epstein files and tried to lie and cover it up, and turned around and told journalists he didn't know if he was sending letters to Epstein in 2003 with a picture of naked women and the statement saying, "May every new day be another wonderful secret." I also can't think of any other president that we've had that's tried to rig the outcome of an election like he did in 2020, and that's not speculatory or conspiratorial. He literally admitted to it in court. He installed fake votes for himself in Congress. I also can't think of another president that has virtue signaled as hard as this guy, right? Because he'll tell you that he is really hard on crime and that he wants to crack down on it and he's pro law and order, but then he'll pardon violent offenders that try to kill cops on January 6th, like DJ Rodriguez, who he let out of jail 8 years early in his first day in office when he was sentenced to jail for 12 years for attempting to unalive a cop, or, you know, the fact that he himself is a 34-count felon. Right? And I mean, these are just aspects of his character. But then when we move on to the policy, it gets worse. So, like, point number one, he ran on Doge, reducing government expenditure. But then he passed the most expensive bill in American history. And the most expensive bill in American history, the BBB, took healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans, food stamps away from 3 million low-income Americans, free school student lunches away from 18 million school students. He's also launched an attack on women's rights, taking their access to healthcare away from 66 million of them, which has resulted in 60 pregnant rape victims per day being denied access to healthcare in 10 of our 50 states, man. And I mean, this is just like the preamble. And I'll cut it off there. You know, there's a lot more I could say about why I think he's the worst president of your lifetime.
You really lost me at saying that fucking, my fault. I can't say that. You said that, shit, my brain just went flat. That ass. That last fucking 30 seconds you said, where Trump, you said that, can you repeat what you said? My fault.
I think in the last 30 seconds, I went over how terrible his policy is. The most expensive bill in American history, the big, beautiful bill costing $4.5 trillion. Meanwhile, the bill was reducing the purchasing power of 150 million Americans and ripping healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans and food stamps away from 3 million.
That's right.
Americans.
That's right. That's what I was gonna say. My fault. But fucking half the people that are on food stamps and EBT or Section 8 income or Section 8 housing or whatever, they are all just sitting on there for years and years, acting like they can't get a job, staying in low income so they can use the Section 8 housing instead of the people that actually need it.
Statistically speaking, you're wrong. Did you know that 56...
But I'm right. My stepsister's going through it right now.
Well, guess what? I have stats. A stepsister isn't enough, unfortunately.
Guess what? Your stats are pretty fucked because your last stats.
You don't even know
your last stats
what they
stopped
are
at 2024. You didn't even have the rest of 2025.
What stats?
So the graph you showed for that last guy.
Yeah, the most recent data on that graph is Q2 of 2025, silly goose.
It legit stopped at 2024.
It stopped
it never
at
showed
Q2 of 2025.
If you look at it, it legit 2024 line, that's where it stopped.
Oh my goodness gracious. How much do you want to bet?
I'm not a retard. I won't bet money over something.
All right. Goodbye, sir. You know, I was just going to pull it up on the phone screen and show it to him, but you know, it looks like he is wants to use derogatory language. He could go back to the chat. We're going to move on to the next guest, y'all. We're late-stage MAGA folks. These people suck. Literally can't find a single Trump supporter with an IQ over 3.5. So we're in for a rough day. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I do.
And how old are you?
I am 21.
Very nice. What year were you born in?
2004.
Very nice. Evan, thank you for the $8 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, as well as Iram with a $5 saying appreciate the content. Love from the UK. Love to the UK. Thank you for the 5. As well as Mia with a 5 over on Venmo saying MAGA has no solid points. Love watching you. Love from Denver. Yo, love to Denver. I'm actually going to be out there in like 2 weeks. Willow with a $1. Nicole with a $5. Appreciate y'all so much for the love. Now, Mr. Trump supporter, take it away. Why do you support the president?
Well, I mean, I was going to ask you, what do you use for research? What do you research on? Because I'm a little curious.
It depends. It depends on what topic.
Anything to the topic. I'm a little curious. I'm not going to insult your
like I said,
intelligence. That's not what I'm here
really,
for.
it really depends. It really depends. You know, like for instance, I get a lot of my economic data from the Federal Reserve. I get a lot of my, I guess once again, I don't even think I could like give you broad categories. It depend on the claim. You know, like the data I use to describe why the big beautiful bill is bad comes from the Congressional Budget Office and the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. A lot of the data about the national debt comes from the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. You know, just all really depends, man.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I did have a bunch of questions, and then I'm a little surprised you did invite me up here, and I kind of went out the window with them all. So,
do you want to give an argument for why you support Trump, or should I move on?
I will just say I'm not here to insult your intelligence. I really was gonna ask you a bunch of questions. I know that makes me sound like an idiot, but I don't really care.
Okay, guess that means we're gonna move on. For
have a good day, brother.
For everybody watching, so the TikTok terms of service has been cracking down pretty hard on us recently. We used to do around 1 restart a day because of their terms of service. After an update in their TOS 3 days ago, now we're closer to 2 or 3 restarts per day. So even though we're only 40 minutes into the stream, we got to hit the first restart of the day, everybody. Keep in mind, for everybody on YouTube, this doesn't apply to you. Just sit tight. For everybody on TikTok, here's what we got to do. Right now, hit that follow button. That follow button is in the top left-hand corner of your phone screen. That's going to be your fallback, your way to find your way back into the live stream. At the end of the day, you know, if you hit that follow button, the live will pop up in your following list. So that's what you should all do right now. Also, bear in mind that the restarts only take 10 seconds, and we have about another 3.5 hours of debates in front of us, so you should definitely come back. Like, if you're sitting there right now, like, wondering if you should come back or not, dude, just come on. It takes, like, 3 seconds. Click of 3 buttons. You'll be back in the stream. You should come back. Now here's the rules, or the instructions on how to come back even quicker. So I'm going to end my live here in around 30 seconds. When it does end, you'll get a message on your screen that says live is ended. Follow the host. Click on my profile picture. That'll be in the middle of the phone screen. It'll direct you to my account page. Once you're on my account page, count to 10, then refresh it. And then you'll see the glowing host is live orb around the profile picture on the account page. Click into that. You'll be back onto the live. Like I said, restarts take 5 to 10 seconds. They'll be super duper quick. Within the minute, we'll be back on to the debates. So one last chance to hit that follow button. And I will see you all super duper soon. Here we go, everybody. Once again, the only reason we're doing this is because of TikTok's silly TOS for the health and the safety of the live. See y'all shortly. All right, and we are already live again. Literally have to click 3 buttons to get it done. We've gotten so good at the restarts, chat. We've gotten so good at them. It is absolutely ridiculous. So good, I tell you. So good, so good. And we're already back. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Hello, welcome back in. We already hit that restart. Wasn't that quick, folks? Wasn't that quick, folks? Come on. I think that was pretty fast. What about you guys? I think that was pretty fast. You tell me your thoughts. Now, we're gonna hop back into the debate. So everybody on TikTok, y'all make sure that you're spamming those likes, spamming those shares, spamming those comments, spamming all of the engagement on the live, because that's what will help it boost out and send on that For You page, folks. So we're going to go ahead and get that next guest loaded up into the box. Right now, go ahead and put a MAGA down below in that chat with your age if you want to skip that line and come right on up here. And we're going to go to get that next guest up here right now. So let's go to get that very first guest up here. Go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat if you want to join. Go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat if you want to join. Also, just to let you know, if you do want to join, your account has to be public. Your account has to be public, everybody. Those are the rules. That's TikTok TOS for you. Don't know why, but it does. All right, moving on to the very first guest of the stream. Hop in the queue. If and only if you support Trump, welcome in. Are you MAGA?
This was different.
Hi, Sherry, do you support Trump?
He wants to help, but he's...
I'm going to go and assume that they don't. Goodbye, Sherry. Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. We got Ryan loading up into the box. Let's go to get Ryan loaded in. Hello, Ryan. Do you support Trump? Banned. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Let's go and see what that next guest has to say. We got, Bossman loading up into the box. Here we go, everybody. Bossman is loading up into the box right now. Hello. Do you support Trump? Do you support Trump? Banned! Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to see what that next guest has to say. We're going to go to get them up here right now. Sherry's loading back in. Sherry's back in the queue. Maybe she wasn't on the phone when she was first joining in. Welcome in. Are you MAGA?
I am.
How old
That
are you?
hard.
Okay, how old are you?
23.
And you seriously support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, is there any way that you could like mute that TV in the background or go into a little bit more of a quiet space?
It is muted.
All right, dude. Okay, listen. You said that you're diehard MAGA?
Yeah.
Oh, the indoctrination. It is so sad to see.
Okay.
So why are you diehard MAGA? Okay. She left. Maybe I was too rude. Maybe I was too mean. I'm sorry. Was I too tough on her, chat? My apologies. Sherry, if you're still watching, I'd seriously love to chat. Hop back in that queue. We don't really have many people here. I apologize for calling out the indoctrination. Hop back in that queue. Be kinder. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
18.
Quickly, what was your year of birth?
2006. February 4th.
Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. We're going to go to see what that next guest has to say. Here we go. Let's go to get Mr. Ben loading up in the box. Here we are, everybody. If you were born in February of 06, you'd be 19. Right? Yeah, right. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hello? Yeah, I do support Trump.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
Okay, and what month and year were you born in?
I was born in October 16, 2006.
Okay, you would be 18. So, Mr. Ben, why do you support Trump?
Well, do you think he's the worst president?
I think he's definitely the worst president of my life, of your life, and he is like kind of in the leagues of the worst presidents in American history. Yeah.
So what about like Joe Biden? He was like, you talk about the Epstein files, but Joe Biden, he was like touching kids and stuff and like sniffing kids.
Really?
Yeah. Have you seen the video of him like sniffing a kid? It's pretty weird.
Yeah, I did see the video of him sniffing his granddaughter's hair to make sure that she was showered at his son's
Make sure
funeral.
she was showered. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's
telling yourself that.
You could call that odd, but I mean,
You're a
it's
freak,
it's
bro.
a
If you're
grandpa thing to do.
sniffing children's hair, bro.
It was
like
it was
go
his
sniff your
granddaughter.
child's hair, bro.
It was his
Come on.
granddaughter on his
Bro.
son's funeral.
Don't give me that, bro. Come on, man.
I think that's a
You
perfectly
know-
fine explanation. I have a question. Is that a red line that you'd hold against Biden? Like for this reason, you never support him?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Really? And if Trump did it, you wouldn't support Trump either?
I mean, I would need full video evidence of this.
I know, but like if there was, would you still support him?
Yeah, I would probably support him.
So why is this
honestly
why,
like
wait,
it
why,
was
why would
low-key
this
like
only 1 second? Why would this okay, let's make it worse. What if Donald Trump like perved on naked teens while they were undressed in their changing rooms?
Oh, is this on video?
No, it's just a hypothetical question. He didn't actually do this.
So it's propaganda.
Well, it's not propaganda because I'm telling you it didn't actually happen. It's just hypothetical. Like hypothetically, if Donald Trump like perved on like naked teenagers and naked grown adult women in their changing rooms, would you still support him?
Probably not, but I'd need video evidence or else it's not valid.
Well, probably. I don't like what that word's doing. Just give me a yes or no.
No.
No, you wouldn't support him?
No.
Okay, so he actually did do this. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
And he admitted to it. He boasted about it like it was cool. I'll play you the clip. But I do just want to make it clear. 1 second.
That is pretty cool.
1 second. I do just want to make it clear. You just told us that you wouldn't support Trump if he did this. I'm going to play you this clip where he admits to it. And there's around a 95% chance that you just expose yourself as a hypocrite and you continue to support Trump. Because that's what y'all do every single time. But let's go ahead and play the clip.
Well, couldn't that be construed, however, as
conflict?
Yes.
I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a conflict of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And,
well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting.
Right,
I want to make sure that
You're like
everything
a doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Oh, so my friend, let me tell you, you are at a very interesting fork in the road. Your first path, be a man of your word. You told us if he did this, you wouldn't support him. So stop giving him your support and retract your support from Trump as president. That's the first path. Very gallant, very respectable, very based path. Now the second path is the one I think you'll take because it's the one that most Trump supporters take when I do this to them. And it is the spineless coward path. That's what I have coined it as. It's the path where you tell us you still support him and you just kind of ignore that clip, or you come up with some mental gymnastics way to explain why you still support him, even though he did this thing that you said you wouldn't support him if he did prior. Now, I'm going to give the mic to you. Just know that you wield the power to determine which one of these two paths you're going down. So which one will it be?
After hearing that podcast, I believe it was, I think that that really didn't prove much. Like, he's just making sure they're okay. He's saying they're beautiful. What do you want them to do? Say that they're ugly? Like, I don't really see the issue in this.
So you've chosen the spineless coward path. Now, you've actually made it worse, okay? Now, let me tell you. Maybe like 50% of the people that I play this clip to and pull this stunt on, because I love exposing y'all as the spineless cowards you are. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. 50% of the people that I played this clip to, well, like, just be sophists. They'll just be like, oh, like, no, I still support him, and I can't explain why I contradicted myself, but like, whatever, I still support him. Now, the other 50% do something similar to what you do, which is where you just become a sympathizer of sexual exploitation. Okay, because what you heard him admit to is sexual exploitation of minors, is sexual exploitation of adult women. You heard him admit to walking into a women's only space, a women's dressing room, where they were naked before a show, and looking at their naked bodies without consent and gloating about how good their boobs looked, how beautiful they were. And at the end, he said that he gets away with it, so he knows it's wrong. Now, your response to him sexually exploiting teenagers is your response to him sexually exploiting adult women is that, no, he's just making sure that they're okay, bro. He's just making sure that they're okay. Oh, no, he's just making sure that they're okay. No, like, even in the clip when he said, oh, I go back there to make sure they're okay, Howard Stern and the other person on the podcast laughed at him because they knew that he was telling a joke and he's doing it just to look at them. And then he reaffirms this at the end because he said he got away with it. Why would he, quote unquote, get away with something that's totally permissible? He knew it's wrong. You're just now being a sophist to the exploitation of kids. You know, like, be honest, Ben. You said that you're 18. When you were like 14, 15, 16, did you expect yourself to grow up to be a deplorable POS?
No, and I find it. I don't know why you're insulting me right now. I thought this was supposed to be a professional debate.
Yeah,
and
because you're sympathizing to the sexual exploitation of minors and the sexual exploitation of adult women.
You were sympathizing with Joe, who's doing the exact same thing. According to you, I'm a hypocrite. If I'm a hypocrite, Joe is doing the exact same thing. Therefore, you were still supporting Joe, who is doing the exact same thing.
So if you think that what Joe did was
So
the exact
you're a
same
hypocrite as well if you're supporting Joe, technically speaking. Those are your words, though, not mine. Those are your words.
Yeah, the difference is I don't think they are. Now, here's the thing. You just told us that you think they're exactly the same thing. So you condemned Joe Biden for this, but you applaud Trump for this. Even though you think they're the exact same thing.
Yeah, but you see, it's the video evidence that shows someone uncomfortable, that shows, you can't tell the vibe without the video.
Wait, so you need evidence that the women weren't consenting?
Yes, I need full evidence.
Okay, they're minors. Minors can't consent.
Dude, you're talking about sex, bro. Like, nobody's talking about sex here. Trump did not have sex with these women.
Okay, yeah, sex isn't the only way to violate somebody's consent, right? Sex isn't the only intimate sexual act, right? Like, what he admitted to in these clips was walking into their changing rooms when they were undressed and looking at their naked bodies. Do you think that a minor can consent to an older man looking at them while they're naked?
No.
Okay, so then we agree. He did this unconsensually to minors. And is that wrong?
Because who knows what a dressing room really is, you know? Like, that could have been any room.
You don't know what a
You don't
dressing
know the
room is?
situation. You don't know what the video is. I mean, but it was a beauty pageant, you said?
We do know the situation. He described it. Listen, I'll specifically replay the part of the clip where he describes it.
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no. Is every?
Yeah, I mean, there you go. He described it. It was backstage before the show where the women and girls were undressed, without clothes on, with no men around. That's what a woman's dressing / changing room is.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna be honest here. I don't support Trump at all. I just wanted to rage bait you up.
We're gonna move on to the next guest. Don't do that, man. You make the left look bad. Tracy, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Tracy says thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you for that love, Tracy. You know what? On second thought, I think Ben is a Trump supporter. I don't believe him. I retract that statement. You make the left look bad, because I don't think he is on the left. I do think he's genuinely a Trump supporter, and that was like the most optical way out. And I mean, that's like from like his perspective of just trying to find the most optical way out of the situation he was in. That was the most optical way out for him. So we're going to move on to the next guest. Guys, hop in that queue if you support Trump. I'd love to have you up here. Once again, this live is only for talking to Trump supporters. So if you happen to be watching and you are considering joining that queue, just make sure that you're a Trump supporter. This live is specifically for and only for Trump supporters. But we're going to go to get that next guest loaded up in here right now. In the meantime, Tracy, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Tracy, you are phenomenal. Once again, Tracy said, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for the 10. As well as Hannah with the $10 on Venmo. Hannah says, I listen to your lives fully at work every day. Love you so much, but I think you should shut down the butt Biden arguments right away and tell them that he ran against Harris, not Biden. Yeah, low-key, the butt Biden arguments are so old. Like, I get it if they were to run that a year ago, but come on, y'all. We are over 200 days into Donald Trump's administration after he won a race against Kamala Harris. The butt Biden arguments are dead. As well as Liana, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Bjorn with the $12, saying the caller said that's pretty cool right after you initially said that Trump had done this. I didn't even catch that. Thank you for pointing that out, Bjorn. You guys, show some love to Bjorn. And welcome in, Can. Do you support Trump? Banned! Moving on to the next guest. Oh my goodness. As well, dude, guys, we got a massive donation. Everybody right now, show some love to Anne. Down below in those live chats, Anne donated $50 over on PayPal. All the love in the world to you, Anne. Anne says, hello from Quebec City. Thank you for all that you do. I'm glad you got a new chair. Anne, I love you. All the love to you. That is so incredibly kind. We did get the new chair, and I'm feeling good. It has like little armrests, so it's like much more comfortable for the positioning on my body. It's super comfy. I'm in a good mood. We're definitely going to be live for the full 4 hours today. We're feeling good. And thank you, Anne, for the 50. Show some love to Anne down below, everybody. That is so,
Yo, what's up, Dean?
so kind. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you? Banned. This is not a daycare chat. Unfortunately, got to be at least 18 to join. Wish that you guys would respect that. A lot of y'all don't. Alex, thank you for the 10 on Super Chat, saying MAGAs are horrible. They make me sick. Anyways, hi, Dean. Hi. As well as Coral with the $10 saying this guess equals EU. So real. Welcome in, Jed. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
You do? All right, man. Why is that?
Are you racist?
I don't think I am. Danielle, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. I really appreciate that. Danielle says, and I quote, keep fighting the good fight. Thank you, Danielle. All the love in the world to you. Yo, guys, can you show some love to Danielle?
I should show some love to Danielle. Why are you trying to pivot right now? I'm
Robbie
asking
with the
you why
$10
you're
as well,
racist.
saying you give me help. I appreciate you for that love, Robbie. I'm not racist.
You're not.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you think that?
Because
You think you could just publicly
I'm
apologize
not
and everything
racist?
just goes away? No, I think you are.
Okay, why am I racist? Let's hear it.
What qualifies a person to be a racist?
I mean, you would be the one answering that question since you're the one making the
Why would
comment.
I answer that question? Well, I think it's a pretty generalized definition. So why don't you go ahead and give me that since you know
Yeah, me
you're
telling you
walking
what I think
on a
racism
Mac.
is. Me telling you what I think racism is or is not is incredibly redundant to the conversation as a whole, since you're affirming the positive claim that I am racist. So like the way to productively like have this conversation would be for you to describe like what is racism and how I am racist. That is the only way to have like a productive follow-up from your original claim. And also, you know, like if you want me to explain what I think racism is and isn't, what makes somebody racist, what makes somebody not racist, like it is first important for me to understand why you're calling me racist.
I think we both know why I'm calling you racist. That's pretty stupid. I don't think you need to take me through this logical intercourse.
Logical intercourse? Man, the last thing I'd ever do is have intercourse with you. But
why would you say that? You just had to make it weird. you're just
but tell me,
deeply rooted.
why,
You're a weird guy.
Well, okay. Why are you talking
You
to
are.
a weird racist guy right now?
Well, because I just thought I'd call you out. I don't think you
Well, I mean,
told enough.
you haven't really called me out yet. You're just like, blah, Dean, you're racist. I can't tell you why, but you are.
Well, I just want to kind of walk you through who you actually are as a person.
Okay, then who am I actually? Why am I racist?
A racist.
And why is that?
Because you tossed around slurs that shouldn't be used, and you only got caught on camera once or twice. And I think it's probably happened a plethora of times off camera. Probably still does happen.
Okay, all right.
You're also just a bad person.
So I want to make sure your argument is that I used the N-word when I was 14, and today.
Okay. So wait. So you're telling me that since you're 14, you'd never use that word again? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I mean, I wish that
That's
you'd let me
cap.
finish speaking.
Because that's actually cap. Because you're lying.
Okay, so you think I still say the N-word today?
Of course, 100%.
Okay. Do you have any evidence of this?
No, but I mean, you see, look at your smirk. I mean, I don't know.
Do you typically believe things without evidence?
I based it off of a preponderance of evidence, based off of past history, overwhelming piece. Well, if I look at what's the word I'm looking for here? I look at track history. I look at track records. I look at how a person is, just like how you analyze and view
I get
Trump.
your argument. I got your argument. Your argument is that a preponderance of evidence to suggest that somebody does something today can simply be the fact that they've done it before. Okay, all right.
Their track record, yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. So, in accordance with your
isn't
view,
that how you used to
in accordance, Jed, one moment. In accordance with your view, I now possess enough evidence to believe that Donald Trump is actively graping women as president of America because he raped a woman in the 90s and was held civilly liable for it 2 years ago.
He was held civilly liable. It wasn't in a criminal court. I doubt it, because he was held civilly liable. So,
he was held.
He wasn't held in a criminal. Yeah, it wasn't held in a criminal court.
Okay, and
what do you mean? And it's a big difference there.
Okay, but you're supposed to argue
it's a massive difference.
So you do not believe civil courts?
I'm not saying I don't believe civil courts, but in the context of rape cases, I think you need to take it. I think you need to, again, like just as a jury made their own decision, I think whoever is reviewing the case can make their own decision as well.
So have you reviewed the case?
I know a bit about the case. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So why don't you believe it?
I wouldn't say ever. Why? What?
Why don't you believe it?
Ashley,
thank you for the $1 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for that love, Ashley. Go ahead, Jed.
It's not that I don't believe victims. Your comments are kind of. I mean, there's multiple cases or scenarios where victims have come out and lied about these scenarios. Now, I'm not saying everyone has done that.
Isn't there also? Wait one second.
Can I finish speaking? Can I finish speaking? So, preferably not.
A
person knows someone that also went through this.
Okay. So you're telling us that you don't believe this because there's other circumstances where individuals have claimed that they were raped and then it turned out they were lying about it. Is there situations where individuals have been found criminally guilty for a crime that they didn't actually commit?
Yeah, but that's not the case we're talking about right now. We're talking about civil cases, not criminal cases. So if you can get back on track.
Well, it's an extension of your logic because basically you're telling me.
It's not an extension. I wouldn't like to do extensions of my logic. I like to, focus on,
I understand that you
What's going on here?
Yeah, you don't
want
me
to rip your pen again? What's up?
You don't want me to
all clammy.
to refute you logically speaking because you don't possess the brain cells in order to track it. But I'm still going to do it, and I'm just going to ask you.
Now you're going to attack me. Okay.
Well, it wasn't an attack; it was a description. Now, Jet, here's the extension of your logic that seemingly refutes your view.
Oh God.
Okay, let me know when you're done crashing out. I'll wait.
I'm not crashing out, boy. I forget you.
Yeah, you're forcing yourself to fake laugh because you can't handle the heat.
No, I'm what? You're making no sense. You tried so hard to reach me, but it's not working.
Dude, to be honest, I'm not sure of like
You're
a
so
kindergarten.
mentally weak. It's ridiculous.
I'm not sure if like a kindergarten like lesson in math would make any sense to you. So I don't think it's my fault if I'm not making any sense to you on this live.
Dude, that just made no sense. All right, continue whatever.
Now that was funny. Now you
That
responding to
was
that
not
by
funny.
saying
If you have to
that didn't
tell
make any
yourself,
sense,
if you have
that
to
was
tell
funny.
yourself something's funny, it means it's not funny. You have to tell yourself something's funny, it means it's not funny.
Okay, I'm
Block
obviously
it, dude.
obviously
Oh my
nobody
god, your chat's so.
obviously nobody believes that logic. You're saying if you say X is funny, then X is not funny. What?
If you tell a joke and you're like, now that's funny, it's not funny, bro.
Oh, I wasn't laughing at my Jed. You're confused, buddy. I wasn't laughing at myself. I was laughing at you.
No, you were laughing at the joke that you made about me, and you said, now that's funny.
No,
And
I was laughing at your response to it.
I didn't respond to anything. You said
Yes,
you
you
said the
did.
joke, and then you said
Yes.
you said the joke, and then you said, now that's funny.
Bro, you can't
see,
even.
you're so fried. You're so
you can't even track like our back and forth. Come on, buddy.
you're so fried in the brain.
I'll make sure I make it clear, right? So you said that you don't understand what
So
I'm saying.
fried.
Then I said, well, that's okay. That's understandable because I doubt you could follow a kindergarten lesson on math. And I mean, that was the funny joke, right? But then you responded to that joke by saying, I didn't understand what you just said.
All right, so if you're wrong,
that response was funny. That response was funny.
Wrong, pay me $50. Go
Wrong
on
about
YouTube
what?
right now and go about what you just said, because that didn't happen. You said the joke and you said, no, that's funny. Go on YouTube right now, rewind 2 minutes. If you're wrong, it's not an send me extension. $50. I wouldn't
okay,
like to do
I'll
extensions of
explain
my
to you.
logic. I like to, focus on,
I understand that you
going on here.
you love description. Now, Jet, here's the extension of your logic that seemingly refutes your view.
Oh god.
Okay, let me know when you're done crashing out. I'll wait.
I'm not crashing out, boy. I forget you.
Yeah, you're forcing yourself to fake laugh because you can't handle the heat.
No, I'm what? What? You're making no sense. You tried so hard to reach me, but it's not working.
Dude, to be honest, I'm not sure of like
You're
a
so
kindergarten.
mentally weak. It's ridiculous.
I'm not sure if like a kindergarten like lesson in math would make any sense to you. So I don't think it's my fault if I'm not making any sense to you on this live.
Dude, that just made no sense. All right, continue whatever.
Now that was
funny.
$50 right now, buddy. Pay up. Come on. Venmo and PayPal in my bio. Thank you. I don't know why you'd take a bet on something that just didn't happen. You owe me $50 now. I think that's a perfect way to top off this conversation with $50 coming from your bank account to mine.
Sure, we can do that.
Okay, do it right now.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get that sorted out. Once I do
Great,
that,
great.
why do I support Trump?
Don't even leave the live. Just do it right now. Go on pause. My Venmo,
I'm not going to leave the live. I'm not going to run.
my Venmo and my PayPal are on. I'll just throw them on the top of the
in your
screen.
description. Yeah.
All right. They're DEANWITHRS. Speaking of Nina, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo saying, don't worry, Dean. We all found it funny too. Appreciate you for that love, Nina. And then Libby with the $15 over on Venmo.
Oh my God,
saying
dude, why would people spend their money on you, bro?
Yeah, because they like what I do. It sounds like you're jealous. Typically
No,
when people come up here
absolutely
and voice
not,
their
actually.
jealousy, people just donate
Absolutely.
more.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. That's
Libby,
good
thank you
I
for the
guess.
$15 over on Venmo saying as an Afro-Latina, I can confirm I do not think Dean is racist either. No, he's just rage betting. Appreciate you for that love, Libby. Show some love to
I'm
Libby
not
down below in the
rage
chat for the
baiting.
15.
I'm an African American
One
that
second.
listens to.
I'm thanking my donors. Dahlia, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. Ashley with a $1 on Venmo. Hannah with a $1 on Venmo. Then Robbie with a $10 on Venmo saying you give me hope. I appreciate that. Then Anna with the $10 as well. Appreciate you guys so much for all the love. You guys are awesome. Show some love to all of our donors down below, as well as Purnell. Thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Purnell says, you the man, Dean. You should start asking these clowns what's the difference between civil and criminal court, since they always deny. It always ends up, we always end up asking that question in one way or another. Thank you for the $20, Purnell. Show some love to Purnell down below, as well as Danielle with a $20 saying keep fighting the good fight. Thank you, Danielle. It's so good to see you again today, guys. Thank you, Purnell and Danielle. Y'all are so awesome. As well as Naughty with the $15 on Venmo saying accusing you of racism, but not Donald Trump, who got sued by the DOJ for not renting to people of color in 1973, right? In fact, Naughty, I'll even add on to that. In the 1990s, in 1991, he called all black people racist, then affirmed that something that he said in 1997. And the early aughts, once
So
again, he
under
called for
your
the death penalty
ideology,
of the
aren't
Central
you
Park
as
Five.
racist as Trump?
He called for the death penalty of the Central Park Five after they were exonerated for their
Just
crimes.
one little racist boy.
And then in 2012 through 2016,
One soft racist boy.
Why do you keep interrupting me? It's embarrassing.
Because I don't like racists, so I'll interrupt them if I want. I think they're peasants. I think they're the penny of the earth. So I don't hold any moral compass.
Then why do you support one as president?
What?
Then why do you support one as president?
Well, first of all, I don't support him as a person. I respect and support my leader of my country. Yeah, I think.
So you do support
should
Trump as
all-
president? I didn't say. I said as president.
So why do you support him? That's what you said.
Him as president.
Yeah, I don't support him as president. I support him as my leader, and I don't respect him as a person.
Wait, is he? Wait, what do you mean you don't support him as a president, but you support him as the
Okay,
leader?
well, yeah, I support him. I support him as president, but I don't support him as a person.
Oh, so apparently you respect the racists enough to support them as the leader of the quote unquote free world.
You see, well, so now we're talking about his character. I don't value his character.
So wait. So how come you don't value his character, but you apparently value my character?
Well, because you're not president, Dean.
Oh, wait. So you're saying that we should care less about what people do when they have more power?
That's what you're trying to insinuate.
No, that's what you're insinuating when you tell me that you have good reason to care about my character, but not his.
That's why you just
you
muted
care
me.
about
That's
what
why you
people
just
do
muted
and
me.
how people think, the more power that they have. That's a very backwards way of thinking, Mr. Jed.
Bro, you're the one that's trying to, bro. You are. Rip your pen again. Good boy. Let me know when you're done.
I'm done.
Good. Now I want you to keep responding to me in this way.
Crashing.
You're so ridiculous. It's insane. You're like insufferable. All right, so anyways, can we get back on topic?
For calling you out for crashing out?
I'm not crashing out though.
Of
But anyways,
of course you are. Come on, it's obvious.
Sure,
Come on,
sure.
you know it's obvious that you're crashing out right now.
And it's obvious that you're also a racist, bro. Look at your anger issues. You know, it's clear that it's definitely slipped out a couple times.
I thought we already disputed that claim. You said that you had enough.
We didn't dispute anything, actually.
Yeah, no, we did. You said that you believe that I'm racist and that I say the N-word today because when I was 14, I said the N-word. And once again, you called that a preponderance.
You didn't. You haven't said it in 6 years, bro.
You're still interrupting me, my friend.
Good.
Do you think that we can have a conversation at all if you interrupt me?
Oh, wow, you see? So I would like you to uphold that same precedent whenever you talk to any of your guests, Dean.
Okay.
So the rest of the day, I don't want you interrupting anybody, no matter what their views are or anything. I don't want you interrupting anyone. You see how you just interrupted me there?
Yeah,
just 2 seconds ago?
I'll stop interrupting
and
you.
You're doing it again?
Agree to stop interrupting
You're doing
me.
it again? And you're doing it again?
I mean,
I'm only going to make that agreement. And you're doing it again?
I know.
And you're doing it again?
I'm only going to make that agreement once you agree to stop interrupting me. The agreement hasn't been made yet.
Sir, I agree.
Okay. Are you actually going to be a man of your word for this agreement? Because you weren't a man of your word for the agreement to pay me $50 when I proved you wrong. You still need to pay up, my friend.
Well, we didn't make an agreement, did we? I said my PayPal is, I said I take PayPal, I take $50. That wasn't an agreement.
Oh, so you're not going to send me $50? So you're not a man of your word? Oh, very typical for MAGA.
I said
Alex,
I would send you $50.
Thank you so much for the 50. Thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat.
What do you mean by
1
that?
second.
Very
Saying, wish I could be as calm as you when dealing with the MAGAs, Dean. This caller's making me want to punch my wall off. No, man, I don't know. They just don't get to me anymore. Like people like Jed try to get to me. They just don't. I deal with them so much. Appreciate you for the love. MAGA is not a race, Mr. DUMBASS. Thank you for the $20, Alex, once again, as well as Coral with another another 10, saying, keep this guy jealous. Keep on keeping on the good path. I appreciate you for that. I love Coral. You are phenomenal. Bro. Yeah, I said that what you're doing is very typical of MAGA. Casual, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. I'm stereotyping Trump supporters, absolutely. Thank you for the love. Hannah with the $10, Anthony with a $1, and Mallory with a $5 just to piss the guest off. Would you go and thank Mallory for sending me $5 just to make you upset?
Just make me upset. Mallory, thank you for sending your hard-earned money to Dean.
Very good. Maureen, thank you. Good boy.
Wow, look how excited you got there. See,
Maureen, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, Maureen. Maureen said, thanks, Dean. Interrupt this guy with this message. I appreciate you so much for the love. Show some love to Maureen down below. Let's get 200 Maureen W's. Wait, whoa. If I'm a weirdo for calling you a good boy, this means that you're a weirdo because you said it first like 5 minutes ago. Damn self-talk.
No, but it's in the way you said it. It's in the way that you said it.
CHAIT. Thank you for the $15 over on PayPal saying, me and my wife watch you every day. We love to tune in. Well, thank you for being here, you guys. Show some love to Maureen and CHAIT. I appreciate y'all so much. Okay, Mr. Emotional MAGA Man, why do you support Trump?
What did you just call him?
Emotional MAGA Man.
Emotional MAGA Man.
Yes.
Okay. So what if I told you I identify as they, them?
Well, then I'd say they emotional MAGA person. They emotional MAGA person. There you go.
Anyways, yeah. So you said very typical of you. We're not. When we were talking about not sending $50, we never made an agreement. I'd just like to clarify what exactly you meant by that.
Well, even you just misquoted me. I said very typical of Trump supporters.
No, you said very typical of you.
I don't know why you're changing my words.
So you want to? Okay, so should we make another bet here? And do you want to actually clarify the grounds first?
Oh, wait. So you just dunked on yourself because you said another bet, meaning that you do indeed agree that we made a wager with the first rollback that you lost.
No. I'm just we were speaking of a bet, so
Wait. So then why did you say another bet?
Well, because we were speaking of a bet, so.
So this is
whether or not it existed or not, it did
wait.
exist.
So the word another would denote like second, third, fourth, fifth,
You're
etc.
interrupting me again. You're interrupting me again, Dean.
I sure
interrupted me again.
Dude, literally nobody cares. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Literally no one cares.
Okay.
No, that's funny as fuck. Oh my god.
I'd just like to know.
Literally
what you
nobody
meant
gives
by...
a shit. Oh, that's good. Amanda!
So I'd like to actually debate.
Oh my goodness gracious, Amanda! Thank you for the $100 over on Venmo. Holy crap, Amanda! With 100 big ones, Amanda. Let's go. Amanda says, "Thank you for being you, Dean. I watch your lives every day. Keep up the good work, and thank you so much for sticking up for women's rights the way that you do. Love you, Dean. I love you too, Amanda. Thank you so much for your kindness. Y'all, let's please get 1,000 Amanda W's down below in the chat. I want to see nothing but W Amandas for the next 10 minutes. As well as Rin, thank you for the 10 minutes saying I've been on bed rest from getting hit by a car. I'm so sorry, Rin. And watching your lives has given me so much hope and endless entertainment. Dunking on the MAGA walnuts. Keep it up. Appreciate you for that love, Rin. As well as Maureen with the $20. Thank you. And then also Rami, thank you for the $20 on Super Chat saying, please interrupt him again for me. Lol, dude, Rami, I got you. Appreciate you for the 20. Y'all are phenomenal. So do you have an argument for why you support Trump, or did you just come up here to whine?
Sorry, well, to whine. I'm calling you out for being a racist. I don't think that's me whining. So I'd like you to be very careful there with your choice of words.
You said that you have
no dispute that, bro.
You said that you think I'm racist because you think that I still use the N-word.
And I asked you a follow-up question. You still didn't answer. I asked you a follow-up.
Shush. You said that you think I'm racist because you said that you think I still use the N-word today. And then I asked you if you have evidence of that. And you said, no, I don't. Okay. So basically, like the conclusion of your position is that you think that we could just assume people are X, Y, or Z with no evidence. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Like, well, now let's go ahead and apply that to Trump. Donald Trump is a rapist. I'm going to assume that without any evidence. Wait, we do have evidence he's a rapist. Sorry, we got to come up with something else. Oh, I'm going to assume that Trump is a racist. And I'm going to say that, oh, wait, we have evidence of that too. Shit. So, sorry, this is really hard for me because any like bad thing that I could think of to like apply to Trump in this hypothetical to demonstrate why your logic sucks fails because there is evidence of like nearly any bad thing I could think of.
What was that spiel you just went on? Can we debate? So why do you agree with? Also, why do I support Trump? Number one, and I still believe you're a racist. So I refuse to believe that you haven't said that word since you were 14. Because up until the time you were 14 to whatever age you were when you got caught, there's no chance that you didn't say it. So that's just a straight up lie. I would like you to be at least genuine.
Yeah, keep in mind that just all relies on an assumption. Like, I mean, everybody could see that.
It's you can deny all you sure, whatever. But I know deep down, between the time
exactly, it's just a baseless assumption. We get it. Go ahead.
You just interrupted me. Can I just finish my statement and then we'll go on to this debate?
Yeah, I'm just making it clear that it's just a baseless assumption because you're mad I'm smarter than you.
That has nothing to do with you being smarter than me or not. But like I'm saying,
I'm gonna baselessly assume that too, right? Because now we could do that.
Yeah, that's fine. Sure, go ahead.
So you just affirm that it is indeed a baseless assumption. Thank you.
No. Anyways, so like I was saying, I refuse to believe that video or whatever it is at 14 up until the age you got caught. Let's just use that for instance. Up until the age you got caught, I refuse to believe you haven't said it since then, which is what you're claiming. And I think that's a lie. And I think that means you're not truly genuine about your apology. that if you were coming to me and said that, you've been saying it up until then, and you truly are sorry, then, that's a different type of apology. But it's like me, stealing from my mom, and then my mom caught me, like, me stealing something from her 3 months ago. So I was truly apologetic, and I was stealing from her up until the day she caught me. I would tell her I stole from her up until the day she caught me, not only the day she caught me stealing from her 3 months ago. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
that's why,
Did you know that
me
you
coming
could?
up to
Did you know that you could read an announcement in my Discord posted 10 months before that video came out about me referencing and talking about my past usage of slurs? So even in accordance with this new standard that you're laying out, like you would assume I'm
Okay.
genuine.
Anyways, but all right. So why?
Yeah. Apparently, so like obviously that proves that he's bad faith. So we're gonna move on. Basically, the conclusion of that was very simple. It was that if I talked about these things before it came out publicly, then he would think I'm genuine. I tell him that that actually is true, and then he says anyways and wants to move on. So we're gonna kick him and move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute here, y'all. Do be patient. Sray, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you for the love. Sray says, why is he so upset? Tell him to relax. Dude, that guy was very upset. Thank you for the love, Sray. Show some love to Sray down below in that chat. That is S-R-E-Y. Thank you so much, Sray, S-R-E-Y. Let's go to get that next guest loaded into the box right now. Jessica with the $5 over on Vimeo saying, the way MAGA gets so emotional when you prove them wrong is tear-jerkingly hilarious. Keep being awesome, Dean. Thank you. As well as Thomas. Thank you for the $20 on Venmo. I appreciate you for that love, Thomas. Let's get 200 Thomas W's down below. Thomas says, family indoctrinated me to the right, and I realized how on my own how stupid that was. Sending this so you can interrupt this guy again. Well, he's gone now, but thank you, Thomas. That is incredibly kind of you. Show some love to Thomas down below in that chat, everybody. Show some love to Thomas. I really appreciate you so much for the love. Thank you. You guys are awesome. As well as, let's see here, Theta with a 5, Solus with a 5, Jason with a 10, Feisty with a 10, Noah with a 5, and Orlando with a 2 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you everyone so much for all of the love. You guys are awesome. As well as, drumroll please, Valerie, spelled V-A-L-E-R-I-E, with the $20 on PayPal. Valerie says, I am black. You're not racist. That is a main argument people go to when they don't get their way. Lol. And I love how you stand up for women. Love you so much. Valerie, all the love to you as well. Thank you for being here. You are fantastic. Show some love to Valerie down below in that comment section, as well as Hannah with the $5 over on Venmo. You are awesome. W Hannah down below. Now, for everybody watching, guess what time it is? Guess what time it is, chat? Okay. It is restart time. Second restart of the day. We're getting our averages up, chat. We're getting our averages up, everybody. we're getting our averages up. Okay. All right. So if you want to come back after the restart, here's what you got to do. First and foremost, hit that follow button. If you hit that follow button, you'll be able to find me on your following list following the restart. And if you want to come back even quicker, because these restarts only take like literally 5 seconds, all you got to do, it's very simple. All you got to do is when the live ends, you will see this pop up on your phone screen. I'm going to go and show it to you now. You'll see that. Once you see this screen, hit the profile picture in the middle of the phone screen. It'll direct you to my account page. Count to 10. Refresh once you're on the account page by literally just pulling down like that. And then you will see this live glowing orb around the profile picture again. We're going to go to do that now. Please come back. I wish every single one of y'all would come back, and I'll see you all super duper shortly. By the way, for the first like 20 seconds, once we restart, you're going to see that I'm gone. That's because I'm going to use a restroom, but I'm going to restart before we use a restroom. So BRB. For everybody on YouTube, hi. See you all very, very shortly. Gonna go pee real quick. I'm back. Hello for everybody tuning back into the live for the first 3,000 of y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I apologize. I did just run off for a second to go pee, quite frankly, but we're back now. For everybody rejoining, y'all make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen, sharing out this live with a handful of friends. Y'all already know what to do because we do so much. And we're going to go ahead and hop back into that queue right now. So if you're watching and you support Trump and you want to come up here and debate, just literally let me know down below in that comment section. I'll happily pull you back up. But quickly, before we do, there's a couple people that I'd like to thank. Libby, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Libby, you're always in here. We love you. Thank you so much for the love, Libby. Thank you so much for the love. You are fantastic. Show some love to Libby down below. As well as Mackenzie, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Sophia with a 1. And then once again, Valerie with the 20. I really appreciate that. Alex with the $3 on PayPal. Thank you. And then Hannah, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. Jessica with a 5. River with a 5. Thank you guys so much. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and hop back into the debates. If you are watching and you want to support Trump, let me know. Let me know. I'll happily get you up in here right now, and we will have a debate. Let's go ahead and get that next guest loaded up in here literally right now, folks. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. We're going to get that very first guest, Jason, connected to the live right now. Welcome into Support Trump.
Up? Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, and why do you support Trump as president?
I just like a lot of his policies, like his immigration policies and abortion policies, putting it up to the states and things like that.
Okay.
Really like the overturn no taxes.
I disagree with you on both bases. Let's start with immigration. So what specifically about immigration do you agree with Trump on? What immigration policies of Trump's are you a fan of?
Well, I know it's going to be a real hot take here, but I like what ICE is doing, getting illegals out of here.
Oh, so you agree with mass deportation. Are you ready for a hard question?
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
What is one material impact of mass deportation on America that is good for America?
Well, it's the simple thing of just showing people that you can't break laws here, and by being here legally, you're breaking a law, and there are consequences for that.
Damn. Okay. So I just want to be like super duper clear. Your position is as follows. We need to show
I'm
people
getting a little lag on my end.
that we are hard on law and order. And for that reason, we need to break apart families and sentence people to be tortured and beaten in El Salvador for 3 weeks over a simple misdemeanor. I think you're a hypocrite. And the reason I think you're a hypocrite is simple. Because you put a 34-count felon adjudicated rapist in the Oval Office to run the country.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
I can hear you. Could you respond to why I think you're a hypocrite?
Shitty internet on my end. Yeah, so you kind of got me on that one, right? He's been convicted of it, but there's a lot of talk going around, about it being rigged, and there's all these other things, and I'm gonna be honest right now, I'm mainly on right side media, so I get a lot of.
You're actually just demonstrating us like right now. Like right now, you're demonstrating to us how Donald Trump has propagated an easement on law and order and crime, right? Because you are now basically assuming that he is not actually guilty of the 34 felonies he was found guilty of by a jury of 12 for literally no reason, and you want him to run the country. I do not truly believe that you are tough on law and order, that you care about punishing crime, or you want to be basically assuming a 34-count felon is innocent and opting for them to run the country, while also still supporting him, even though he has pardoned violent offenders that have tried to kill police officers. By the way, I'm not like muting him or anything.
Can you hear me now?
Are you driving?
Hello?
Are you driving?
No, I just got shitty internet.
Okay. Well, it might make a conversation impossible because you're just not even like hearing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to respond to what I just said?
I didn't catch half of it. I'm gonna.
Unfortunately, we're gonna move on to the next guest. If you happen to be one of the 5.3 thousand people tuned into the TikTok, I appreciate you for being here. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you support Trump. I'd love to bring you up. Madison, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Thank you so much. Alex with a 3. Thank you. And Lola, thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. Lola, it's good to have you in here with us again today. Let's get 150 Lola W's down below. Lola says your chair had a great personality while you were gone. Isn't it a cool looking chair? I love it. As well as Lion, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo saying, why do people support Pedo in Chief, period? As well as Ginny, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo saying, Slim Pickens today. Dude, I don't know like what it is. Like there's just like no Trump supporters. Thank you for the love, Jenny. Benny, do you support Trump? Banned! Moving on to the next guest. Go ahead and put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat if you want to join. I'll happily pull you up. We're just looking for next Trump supporter of the day, y'all. Only join if you actually are a Trump supporter. Also, make sure that you're double tapping away on that phone screen and checking out this live. Hello. Do you support Trump?
I do not.
Band. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Let's go and get that next guest loaded up into the box. We got Avi loading in right now, quite frankly. Hello, dude. Do you support Trump?
Okay, wait, I just wanted to say you're like one of my favorite content creators. Like,
I really appreciate you for the love. You are awesome. That is very kind of you. Unfortunately, I did remove you for being too based because we are only looking to talk to people that are less based and less cool than you are. Trump supporters. We're going to move on to the next guest, guys. If you're in that queue, make sure that you're at least 18 years old, American MAGA, and ready to debate. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Okay. They left. All right, guys. It is very, very difficult to find Trump supporters today, but we are going to continue to try. Next guest is loading in. Hello, do you support Trump, Trent?
What?
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
I turned 18 not too long ago.
So does that make you 18?
Yes.
Okay, and what is your birthday?
January 18th.
Okay, but like what year?
2007.
Okay, I don't believe you. Moving on to the next guest because that was quite a long time ago. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Here we go, everyone. Hi, do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay. Weren't you on Santana's live saying that you've like absolutely crushed me in debates before?
Didn't say that quite actually. I recorded it if you wanted to quote me.
What did you say?
I said that you guys referred me to an opinion piece and he lost his mind.
I lost my mind on you?
No, Santana did because I said the one time that I debated, it was actually Parker that I mentioned. I said that he referred me to an opinion piece.
So do you think?
And
that,
I just asked.
Do you think that you?
I asked
Parker?
Santana to.
Do you think that you like destroyed Parker?
No, I didn't say destroy at all.
I'm not like quoting something you said before. I'm asking you a new question. Do you think that you destroyed Parker?
No, I think that you guys referred to an article once that was an opinion piece, and I just asked Santana to make sure that what he was referring to was not an opinion piece, that it was factual. Okay. And that just led led down like a rabbit hole. Like it literally was.
But do you think that you beat him when you debated him?
I don't think that there's any winning between you guys or me because we just differ opinions. And I don't think that there's any kind of collective winning a debate between us because we just simply differ in politics. And I think that you guys are very divisive.
Okay.
If you think differently.
So why do you support Trump?
Well, I mean, we've probably went over everything before, but I would say the big beautiful bill I supported.
We've already talked before.
Well, yeah, but you don't debate people twice typically.
Yeah, I typically don't debate people twice. But I guess maybe one thing that we could talk about here real quick because I'm always interested in hearing out more Trump supporters on this point. So you support the big beautiful bill, right? So I
Right.
think that you're very gross for supporting the Big Beautiful Bill, and here's why. One thing that the Big Beautiful Bill does that I'd love to talk to you about is, according to projections from the CBO, it will cause 10 million low-income Americans to lose access to Medicaid over the next 10 years. Taking away this essential social service from so many low-income Americans is morally gross.
Yeah, may I respond?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it hasn't actually cut funding from the program at all. It actually makes provisions and requirements for the program, which we are assuming that that's how many people will be cut because they no longer will qualify.
Yeah, and
Those
I
aren't
think that they
actually,
should qualify.
they're not actually removing people. Like, they're not like saying, hey, we have to remove X amount of people by this time. They're putting in provisions that we are assuming are going to remove that amount.
Right. Yeah, like well, I mean, I think that there was 900 billion cut, but I mean, even if you want to argue that every single one of these 10 million low-income Americans are losing access because of the new work requirement, I don't think that makes it any better. I don't think that Medicaid should have a work requirement on it, and I think if you do, you're pretty wrong.
So then you disagreed with Bill Clinton's work requirements in the 90s.
Well, I don't think Medicaid has ever had a work requirement on it before, and meaning that Bill Clinton did not place a work requirement on it. But if Bill Clinton did place a work requirement on healthcare for low-income Americans, yeah, I'd disagree with that too.
In the 90s, he did for most social programs, actually.
Yeah, everyone on healthcare, like we're talking about today, of course, I'd also not support that. Can I tell you why I don't?
Yeah, I mean, you guys agree with social programs more than Republicans would.
Well, I mean, I just don't think that like particular social programs should have a work requirement on them, given that they're essential. And I think that you agree with me here, right? Let me ask you a question. Do you
They're
think
essential
that,
for people that need it.
Right. They're essential for those in which it is essential too. Duh. Right?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you a question. Do you think that there should be a work requirement on public roadways?
Should there be a work requirement on public roadways?
No.
Are public roadways more of a local tax?
Interstates are paid for by the federal government. Shouldn't matter.
Yeah, so you're talking about interstates only,
All
not
public
local
roadways.
roads. Public roadways are paid by local taxes. I have no problem with
And?
local and state taxes. I think federal taxes can be abused. I think state taxes can be abused. But local taxes typically do go towards your community more.
So do you think that there should be a work requirement on the interstates?
No, I believe that we're taxed for that. And,
Okay. So basically what you're telling me is that people that are able-bodied, can work but aren't working, should still have access to this essential social services that is paid for by the taxpayers?
Well, a lot of those roads are actually tolled.
No, interstates for the most part are not tolled.
There are tolls on interstates.
Do you think that there should be a toll on every single interstate?
There is at a point or another a toll on every interstate, but
do you think in order to drive on any or all like interstates in America that you should have to first pay a toll or second like be working? Or do you think it's totally fine for like able-bodied Americans?
No, I think that if you own a
vehicle,
I think that if you own a vehicle, you pay the tax on that. I think that if you drive a vehicle and you pay gas taxes, I think that if you pay, taxes on the tires that you're doing, that makes you the ability to drive on the road. That's why owning a vehicle is the ability to drive on the road. You can't just drive a go-kart on the road.
Okay, so assuming that you were able to buy a vehicle, you pay tax for registration, etc., and so on and so forth, but you have access to your own gas supply that you personally make, and right now you don't have a job, and you're probably never going to be employed again. We'll assume that too, but you have enough gas to supply you, and maybe somebody else pays your registration annually. Do you think that you should be able to drive on the interstates?
Well, it doesn't sound like you're making an income. Okay. So how could you drive?
Okay, so I think that people that don't make an income can drive, right? Like one conceivable scenario where this is the case is borrowing somebody's car, right? Or they already have the car and they pay for it.
Yeah, then they're borrowing the person that is contributing. So again, there's no problem. Like this is just a bad like hypothetical. That's all. This is a bad example.
And why?
Because roadways are normally in your town and in my town, 95% of them are paid by local tax.
Okay. Well, interstates aren't. I thought that we already agreed on that. But I mean, I don't even understand. So I don't even understand that as well, because you're telling us that if a social benefit is paid for by the federal government, it should have a work requirement on it. But if a social benefit is paid for by a local government, it shouldn't have a work requirement on it. Why is that?
No, if there's a payout of the social program, I think it should have a work requirement or a requirement of contributing to the society in some way, because you're not also engaging the fact that there's
do you think that somebody
volunteers.
that is
There's
able-bodied
also like the
to work-
ability to
So
volunteer.
if somebody's like able-bodied, can work but doesn't work, do you think that they should be able to call the cops and report a crime?
Well, again, they don't have to work. They have to volunteer or be in school or work.
Okay, so if
So
somebody's not
those are-
working, volunteering, and they're not in school, should they be able to call the cops to report a crime?
Should they? Yes, but again, that has to do with local taxes going to the sheriff.
Okay, so then
Most
this-
sheriff
so then this
departments
just
don't
goes
ask
back-
for federal subsidies.
So then this just goes back to the basis of the idea that you think you're okay with local taxes being spent on social safety nets without those social safety nets being able to require, without requiring a work requirement. But if
You
it's
can
federal
keep a
taxes,
far
then they
better
should have a
track.
work requirement. Why is that?
You can keep a far better track on where your tax dollars are being spent locally and in your local county than you can in the federal level.
Okay, so all has to do with being able to keep track of it. So hypothetically, if we could keep track of expenditure on Medicaid to the same degree we could of local taxes, you'd be okay with offering low-income Americans Medicaid without requiring a work requirement?
I think that we'd be closer to that being an open option. Yeah, but again,
Okay,
there's
but
too many
that,
people that
but that
grew
wouldn't
up.
change your mind. So then what's the difference
too many
between
people
local
that
taxes and
grew up-
federal taxes that justify you assuming that local taxes should be spent on social safety nets without a work requirement, but then would give you the alternative conclusion as it relates to federal
Because
taxes?
again, there's no payout. I said payout. Now, when there's a payout, there's a difference. Like if we're giving money directly fund to you, then there is a difference there. I'm not saying that I disagree with all social programs. I'm saying that if there is a payout program, there should be a volunteer work requirement or other provisions like you're not mentioning. I mean, not all people are
doctors-
just going to lose their benefits.
So doctors get paid if they operate on somebody at a hospital, the same way that cops get paid if they respond to a call. All right. And
Right.
So like, and we could like track like annual expenditures paid for by the taxpayer for Medicaid, the same way we could track annual expenditures paid for by the taxpayer for local police forces. I mean, at the end of the day, sure, there might be a different way of accounting for these things on the spreadsheet, but year end, we're still spending the taxpayers' money on these social services. And you think that one social service should have a work requirement on it, but you don't think another social service should have a work requirement on it. So why do you think some social services should have a work requirement and others shouldn't?
Because the social services that should have a work requirement are the direct payments to individuals.
I thought that I just like went over that and explained how that's a non-starter.
It is a starter. It's my exact point. Like just because you disagree with that being a starter, that's an exact point in a lot of people's opinion.
Okay, so if cops were paid for responding to specific calls, then you would say that calling the cops should have a work requirement on it?
That's again hypothetical.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
not
it is
America.
hypothetical that I want you to answer.
I don't answer hypotheticals. This is a
Okay.
factual.
Wow, so you've been up
This
here
is
for maybe
factual.
2 minutes and you're already cooked. Thank you.
That's not cooked.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
is because you're
hypothetical. That's not a
refusing to
world
engage
that
in
you
critical
live
thought.
in. No,
You're
because I have a
engaging in
best
critically
friend that's a
think.
police officer, and they don't get paid commission for responding. You know that.
No fucking shit. That's why it's a hypothetical, my friend.
I know. I don't answer hypotheticals.
Yeah,
because they are
because
just
you know
for
that you're gonna
to
get
walk
cooked.
somebody-
My name is Real American News, and I just got cooked by Dean, and I am now telling everybody that I got cooked by Dean because I'm willfully refusing to engage in the argument. Also, everybody's spamming watch guest 8th video, so I just cooked. We'll go ahead and listen to the guest's 8th video.
Children unalived in a red state, they probably deserved it. They're unaliving children in Gaza.
Is this a video that you're talking about, chat?
That was a good one. Yeah, because everybody was being disgusting about those children that unalived in Texas.
Everyone?
Yeah, a lot of people on TikTok were disgusting me the week after the children unalived in Texas, blaming it on Trump. I believe you even had commented on it.
Yeah, I commented and condemned the very few who were shitting on the children. Now you're saying that they don't wait. So you think that, like, talking about the culpability of the administration as it would relate to defunding things such as nationwide weather services means that they don't care about the children that died? That logic doesn't follow.
Yeah, if you looked at the actual county that declined the services that you're referring to, they declined it during the Biden administration. So it was also false, but at the same time, it was disgusting.
Okay,
So I made that video.
But listen,
and I think it brought
so
a good
you're
point.
explaining
Because
to me,
everybody's concerned about children.
You're explaining to me that you think
in a case that it works for them.
You're explaining to me that you think, like, the argument of those that associated some blame or culpability with the Trump administration for defunding the National Weather Service were wrong, right? However, how does this logically explain that therefore they didn't care about the children that died?
Because the people that I'm referring to, the people that I made that video for, I debated that day, and they said that their parents were to blame and they were saying disgusting things. I'm telling you my experience and why I made that video.
So even like talking about like who's to blame for the flooding, even if somebody says X is to blame for the flooding and they're wrong, this doesn't entail that they don't care about the children that died.
Yeah, it does entirely whenever they have no sympathy. Whenever you have
saying that
sympathy,
a lot of people on the left
that you
didn't have
care.
enough sympathy?
I'm saying that a lot of people that I discussed
how about
with
this?
that
Like
week,
for the 8,000 people,
absolutely.
for the 8,000 people in here on
Absolutely.
TikTok and the let's see here,
I'm glad
3,500
that you're
people over on
condemning it, though.
YouTube. Do y'all have sympathy for the kids that died?
I'm glad that you're condemning it.
Because I know I
hope they
do.
all do.
How about okay? So it looks like everybody in here has sympathy for the kids that died. So it kind of seems like your claim there that everybody on the left was a little bit hyperbolic.
Yeah, I mean, you can sit here and say that, but I made that video for a reason, and I had debates that day that I can back up. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me.
Like one person in one debate speak for apparently everybody on the
No,
left?
there was Dean. You're not the only person on here that does this.
So can you name like
there
5
was
people?
thousands of people agreeing in the comments and stuff. Like it disgusted me. It disgusted me. That's why the video was made. Period.
Okay. I mean, I just think that, like framing the totality of the left as not caring about kids when you're actively supporting a president that is boasted about perving on the naked bodies of kids is fucking wild.
Oh, are you talking about the talent show?
Yeah, I am. The beauty pageant, not the talent show.
Yeah, the beauty pageant where it was adult females, and you're referring to the same
Adult
pageant
women.
that had teenage females in a
Adult-
separate
not
pageant.
females, women or girls.
It had separate younger women in a different pageant that he wasn't referring to, and you know that.
Okay. So then why do we have testimony of like 5 of these competitors that were from Miss Teen USA? And when this happened to them, they were 14, 15, 16, 17. And they've testified to the fact that Donald Trump would walk backstage while they were undressed, mirroring exactly what Donald Trump admitted to in the clip.
What came of this testimony?
Social awareness for the fact that he did these things?
Oh, so it was specifically just hearsay. There was no evidence. There was no video. There was nothing brought of it. There was no
the evidence is that he admitted to it on that clip.
He admitted to saying that about the adult pageant, like I just referred. But that's the only
So
thing you have.
I don't think that we specifically know like what pageants he admitted to doing this at. I think that he was more.
So then
speaking
why are
vaguely
you
or generally.
repeating that if you don't know? Thank you for admitting it.
Well, like I said, on that clip, I think he was more talking vaguely or generally about all the times that he has done this at multiple pageants. In my mind, I think that he's done this to the minors, and I think that he's done this to the adult women. This is backed
So
up
again,
by the
you're
fact that he
referring
admitted to
to
it on the
what
clip, alongside
an
the
opinion.
testimony of like multiple individuals at these 2 pageants.
Yeah, your usage of I think and how I would put it shows me it's an opinion.
I'm not quite sure if you know what the word opinion means, because any belief is an opinion. Like, it's my opinion that the earth is round, even though we have certain evidence that the earth is round. So, I mean, I just want to clarify.
No, we have
but you do
factual
accept-
evidence to back up what the
but
earth being round is.
But it does sound like you're indicating here that you agree that he did this to adult women, right?
I'm agreeing that he was in charge of the pageant, might have walked in on the dressing room at some point.
So you think that he sexually exploited adult women?
No.
Wait,
I don't think that at all.
It's
I
not
think that,
sexually
he
exploitive to
owned a
walk back
pageant.
to walk into a woman's changing room while they're naked without their consent to look at them?
Are you saying that transgender men doing that in women's bathroom is exploiting them?
Well, no, because it's actually would be transgender women, and I'll happily give you my take on that subject after you answer to what I said.
Yeah, I mean, if you're against men walking into women's bathrooms all of a sudden, let me know.
Okay, so if you think that there's a parallel here between Donald Trump walking backstage on the naked adult women and trans women using the women's restroom, and you don't think that Donald Trump did anything wrong, then this means that you don't think trans women do anything wrong when they go into a women's bathroom. Holy shit, that pivot backfired on you.
How could you assume how he identified at that point?
What are you saying?
How could you assume how he was identifying in that moment? What if he, was just non-binary?
So is your argument seriously that when Donald Trump walked backstage, he was a woman?
Hypothetically.
So it's a hypothetical?
What if? I thought you liked playing hypotheticals 30 minutes,
I
3
thought that
minutes
you
ago.
said 3 minutes ago that you don't do hypotheticals.
I know, I'm messing with you. I'm just saying at the end of the day,
stop messing with me and actually give a response here. I think you're just trying to weasel out of this point because you're getting slammed. Dude, face the facts. Donald Trump sexually exploited these adult women, right?
I think you enjoy these debates so much you call them slams and wins when it's really two people just with different opinions at the end of the day, and you get your hype off of rage bait. I get that, but at the end of the day, we just differ
I
opinions.
didn't know that asking you to respond to the fact that you've now affirmed that Donald Trump has sexually exploited adult women is rage bait.
Well, he didn't. I mean, that was his show.
So you're saying because he owned the building, he has the allowance to do it?
I'm saying that he didn't walk in on them, naked, or there was nothing that came of anybody.
Yes, he did.
Was there a lawsuit against it?
He admitted that they were naked. He said that they were naked in the clip. He said they had no clothes on.
Are you sure that he was not invited?
Yeah, I am sure that he was not invited because his excuse was that he could get away with it because he owned it, and he's done this multiple times, and he could get away with it. If he was invited by the women, he wouldn't have said he could get away with it because he owns it. So
what if he said that because the women were inviting him in?
Then he wouldn't have been getting away with it. He wouldn't have been doing an inspection. He wouldn't have said the only reason why he could do it is because he owns it. Just listen to what he says in the clip. It makes it clear that he did it without their consent.
A little bit later
The
on.
question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything
doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Oh, was he invited? Head ass, bro. Dude, did we just listen to the same clip? Oh, I could get away with it. I get away with it because I own the pageant, so I could do an inspection. Oh, then once I'm in there, oh, is everyone okay? Is everyone okay? Oh, how do you know that he was invited? I get away with it. How do you know he was invited?
So I know
I
how
own the
he was
pageant, so I
invited.
could do an inspection. Oh, how do you know he wasn't invited? Oh, I would say, is everyone okay? Dude, come on, bro. This is so sick.
I know how he was invited. Can I tell you now?
Yeah.
Because your audience is going to look this up, and it's going to be great. So the women signed a contract that authorized him to inspect all pageant girls. They signed it, therefore authorizing him to do that, and he owned the pageant. That is just.
Oh my goodness gracious! Oh my goodness gracious! Read the contract.
Huh?
Read the contract.
That's what I'm saying.
Read
found.
it. Read it.
So
Then
have
read
you
it.
ever
Read it.
Well, there's not a play-by-play of the contract that they signed.
Wait, whoa. Why not?
I mean, I wouldn't know.
Wait.
Why would they
You're telling us
post
that
their
they signed a contract that explicitly allowed him to do this to them. So read the contract.
Dean, if you sign with an agency in any way, you sign a contract allowing certain things.
Oh, wait. I'm signed with a management company. Does that mean that my manager has the allowance to walk into my house and look at me while I'm in the shower?
Did you sign for that?
Oh, no, I didn't sign for that.
Okay, well then probably not.
Oh, yeah, huh.
Yeah, but I mean, if you sign a contract,
And then also, by the way, I'm
authorizing-
not even sure that you can like contractually allow that. I'm not
It's
quite sure.
an
That's how that
owner.
works.
Listen, all he said, and he never even said naked at all in that clip.
Yeah,
Either.
he said that
He's
they didn't have
literally
any
said
clothes
they're
on.
Beautiful.
But I'm so sorry.
He said they're beautiful.
So he said that they had no clothes on. So he did say that they were naked. I'm gonna go hard on you about this point, though. Show me where it says this in the contract. Read us the contract.
I'm saying that the claim is that they have signed that the reason that nothing came of it.
Where's the claim coming from?
Give me 1 second, bro.
Where's the claim coming from? What?
I'm gonna look. I didn't want to leave your live, so I just was like avoiding like getting out of it. But give me a second, I'll go get it.
Oh yeah, please make sure to come back and read us the contract too.
Well, I don't have the exact. Nobody has the contract.
Oh, nobody
Dean.
has the mysterious contract.
I'm saying that
but
there's
you know,
reporting.
You know all about it, but you don't
There's
have it.
reporting. Yeah, there's reporting of it.
Yeah, reporting from whom? Let's see it. Come on now.
Okay, give me a second. Like I said.
Great. Right. And by the way, also, if what you were saying was true, then he wouldn't say that he's able to get away with this. He would say that they agreed to it.
He's able to get away with it because he's the owner of the pageant, is his words. He owns
Okay. But yeah,
the
would it be
pageant.
something that he's able to get away with because he's the owner? It would be something he's able to do because they agreed.
Okay. You're so like...
do we already see how your narrative here is falling apart? Oh, remember, guys, if we could ever look at a single scenario of a man sexually exploiting a woman, just basically suggests that the woman agreed. Yeah, sorry. This is just one of the many byproducts of grape culture that you are actively upholding that causes more harm onto women every single day. More harm onto girls every single day. It is absolutely gross. It is absolutely
Where's your Tupac shirt?
I think it's in the washer, probably.
Oh, you kept it?
Yeah.
I thought you had a whole like acknowledgement of how Tupac was charged with grape, and you would never ever wear that shirt again, and you apologized to your whole community.
Okay, I said that I
Was
wouldn't
that a
wear the
fake
shirt.
AI video?
I said that I wouldn't wear the shirt if it was the case that like Tupac had essayed somebody. And I haven't worn the shirt since, and I don't really plan on wearing it again. So thank you so much for demonstrating how I'm consistent and not upholding grape culture. I appreciate that.
Why are you washing it then?
Why am I washing it?
I thought you should
Because
throw
I
it
threw
away
in the
and
dirty
burn it.
clothes.
Shouldn't you like throw it out, bro?
Whoa!
I mean, you have a
Because I put
history.
it
I
in
would
the
be
dirty
careful
clothes. Wow, dude, you just broke my neck. You pivoted so hard. Now we're talking about my literal dirty laundry. Yo, Dean cooks the guest so hard. Guest starts talking about Dean's dirty clothes. Crazy work. Let me tell you, crazy work, brother. You cannot debate for jack shit. You cannot debate for jack.
I mean,
shit.
you
It's
haven't
taxing
won
that
this
contract.
in any way.
For sure,
Like,
I have.
you haven't brought a
I
serious
cooked you
point
so
at
hard
all.
that you started talking about my dirty laundry. I'm doing good, man. LV,
I mean,
thank you for the $2
I
over on
remember-
Venmo. I appreciate you for the love. One moment. Tip with the $5 on Venmo. Saying, is his argument that Trump had the contestant sign Schmeck's trafficking contracts? Seemingly. Lovey with the $2 on Venmo saying, please check your server. It's extremely important that you do. I'll take a look. Hannah with the $5 saying, women being exploited is just as bad as teenagers. No woman should be exploited, get pushed. Yes, it is just as bad as teenagers. Because think about it. Why is doing anything sexual with teenagers bad? Because they can't consent, therefore it's unconsensual. And just because an adult woman can consent doesn't mean that she will, does, or is in every scenario. Hannah, thank you so much for the $5. Julia, thank you so much for the $2 as well. Lovey with the $1. I appreciate you so much for the love. Sarah with the $10 saying, keep up the good work. I appreciate you for the love, Sarah. Jaden with a 4. Appreciate you so much. The line once again with a 10 while back. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. Let's see here. Abigail with the $10 over on PayPal. I did give an update on that earlier in the stream, Abigail. Just go back to it on YouTube. Appreciate you for the 10. I don't want to go over that again. As well as Elise with the $1. Then Patty with the $10 saying just sending you love. Thank you so much for the love, Patty. Thank you. Yeah, we're all caught up. Thank you everyone so much. You guys are awesome. Naughty with the $10 saying they defend it because they would do the exact same thing. So disgusting. May they never have a daughter. Honestly, like this topic specifically is something that I'm like becoming like more hesitant when bringing up because I just at this point am expecting these people to go full out grape apologist. And like 9 out of 10 times they do. And it's really hard to hear. Tony, thank you for the $10 on YouTube saying chat is smart and fast. Appreciate you for the love, Tony. And then Zach, ZAK with the $20. Thank you for the love, Zach. Zach says, caller, you better not have any Michael Jackson on your Spotify or iTunes or Aerosmith or Elvis. Thank you for the $20, Zach. I mean, I think it's okay with, like condemning artists for doing those things. I think that's completely permissible. Like if Tupac did do that, like obviously I shouldn't be wearing his shirt on my stream. Thank you for the $20, Zach. So do you have that contract?
No, I was waiting for you to finish.
All right, let's see that contract.
I've already told you since the beginning I'm not going to be able to find an original contract.
Okay, so then what can you find? Give me any evidence that you're right.
The evidence is that nothing came of it. There was claims, there was people that brought...
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Are you joking? Oh my God.
Like there's articles talking about what you're talking about.
Jesus Christ, bro. Yeah, get off the stream. He's not going to concede. I was about to force him to concede, but whatever. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute, y'all. Line of God, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Galab, thank you so much for the love as well. Okay, somebody wanted me to read Discord. Here's a message from the Discord. In fact, you do this for many issues. Stop profiting off of black struggles. Stop profiting off of the fact that people don't want me to get married to who I want to marry. Stop profiting off of my uterus being used as a political pawn. Please implement representation on your streams. This is how actual change is made. I believe you truly care about these issues, but fame and your arrogance has gotten in the way. You have a chance to fix this. All we want is for our voices to be heard. We are begging you to do better. I mean, outside of the digs there, like calling me like arrogant and whatnot, I'm pretty sure that the culmination of that is like wanting more representation on the streams. Insofar as like having BIPOC individuals up here, like for instance, like when the person was saying that I was racist, or women up here when we're talking about abortion. I mean, I would love to have more representation on the streams. It's hard because of pragmatic issues of one, these debates aren't scheduled. I don't know what the topics will be before they actually bring them up. Two, there's not always, like reliable friends of mine who I know, who I've vetted, etc., that would fall within these communities that are like ready and willing to come up onto the stream. And because of that, it creates an issue of having, like an availability of individuals that I know are well vetted, that I'm friends with, that I trust to come up here at any given point. But I really do love when we have individuals that can. I think that's great. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I support Trump. How you feel?
I'm doing all right, man. How old are you?
51. I sound young though, don't I? I'm a YN.
So why do you support Trump?
For me, it's two based. It's based on two different things. I'm a crypto investor. And the second part of it is cultural for me. I think that a lot of the policies that Trump is pushing, although they may affect some, they're going to benefit others. And I believe.
I'm so sorry, man. Can you repeat that for me? I'm like looking through my Discord because there's other stuff that people want to make.
I'm gonna need you to pay attention, sir. I'm gonna need you to pay attention.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find like the other things that. Okay, I'll do that in a minute.
Okay, focus.
You got my attention. What's going on?
I ain't got no time to waste. Just like you ain't got no time to waste, I ain't got no time.
All right. Why do you support Trump?
Okay, so again, it's double sided. I'm a crypto investor, so
Okay.
I like it. I do like his crypto approach, and it's also cultural for me.
Okay, so you're big in crypto, and there's some cultural things that have led you to support Trump.
You gotta let me finish saying what I'm saying. You were the one that wasn't paying attention when I said it the first damn time.
Go ahead.
Yes, it's absolutely cultural for me. Although there are people that will be affected in a negative or impacted negatively, I think that there will be some that will benefit. Black people, I absolutely believe that our community will benefit from some of the policies of Trump, and I can give you some examples of that.
Yeah, for sure.
The Section 8 changes in Section 8 housing, the changes in food stamps allotment, things of those nature. I think although those of the Caucasian persuasion receive those benefits far more than anyone else, I still believe that it has been a detriment more than an asset to us.
Food stamps?
Just the welfare system altogether.
Okay, well, I mean, when we look at like social safety nets, like we see a handful of outcomes. First outcome that we see of social safety nets is that individuals use them as a launch pad to do better, right? They increase the economic mobility of like the constituents of a society. We know this because when we look at countries,
in a perfect world,
not in a perfect world, in this world, we know this because when we look at countries with more social benefits for their citizens, for their constituents, we see that their constituents, on average, possess more economic mobility. And even when we look at food stamps in America, 56% of those in which receive them only stay on benefits for around 12 months. And I could even like give you like an example of how this might work out. So
who receives most of those benefits?
Are you asking me to break down like demographic, like
no,
like gender-wise, race-wise?
No, just the majority.
Well, I don't know what like how you're asking me.
I can answer that for. I can answer it for you. It's those of the Caucasian. It's those of those of the Caucasian persuasion.
Okay.
So that 52% that you say it gives them an upward mobility, that would apply to those that benefit from that system the most, which is not us, which is not Black people. Black people, the welfare system has been a detriment to the Black community, not an asset.
Okay, so even if it is the case that white individuals disproportionately benefit off of social safety nets, and Black individuals are disparaged in the representation of those that are on social safety nets, even if what you're saying is true, I mean, wouldn't it still like hurt Black individuals that are on those benefits to lose those benefits? Like, obviously, no, if like what you're saying is true, I would suggest that we would like fix the system and revamp it and restructure it, not just like terminate it, right? You know, for instance, like regardless of like what the percentage of Black individuals are that are on food stamps, like imagine that every single one of those individuals that has now lost access to food stamps because they defunded them by $156 billion per year. Or, you know, like for instance, now we've seen that 10 million Americans have lost access to Medicaid, and like the percentage of those in which are Black. I've lost access to Medicaid and have now been disadvantaged, right? You know, I think that it's fine to suggest that, you know, we reform our social safety nets. I think that that's going to be important because I think that there's some negative aspects of them, like for instance, because they don't like wean off and there's a hard cutoff. To a certain point, there's some downwards pressure on like increasing your wages. However, like all things considered, they still do act as a launch pad to increase one's wages. And we see that through the fact that they grant individuals more the higher level of economic mobility. Like, are you arguing like all things considered that like social benefits like Medicaid or food stamps are bad and like would perpetuate like worse outcomes of low-income Americans?
I think that's subjective. I think that they benefit some communities more than they do others. That's why they give it to more certain communities more than they do others. I think that the African American community, we excelled better without those programs. We did better without those programs. We were able to sustain ourselves without those programs. Those programs have not always been accessible to Black people, and we were just fine. It's when the social construct was established that created that removed Black men from household and incentivized those programs to the Black community and made them feel like it was a benefit to them. So they incentivized it to Black folks while making it while normalizing it with other communities. So when Black folk it came in our community, it did more harm than it did good. So I think with the revamping of it all, I'm not saying that there should be an elimination, but I do think it's going to create a certain sense of self-reliance that we lack.
Okay. First and foremost, I'm gonna have my friend joining us here shortly. Santana is on his way. And second of all, like you're just telling me that like, okay, let me ask this question. How have food stamps hurt Black Americans? Hello?
I'm sorry, forgive me. Too much of anything can result in abuse. That goes for not just Black people, but anybody. I don't think that Black people are the only ones that abuse the system. Let's get that clear.
Okay.
I don't think that Black people are the only ones that abuse the system. They're just the ones that I care about. I don't think that Black people are the only ones that I'm just keeping it above.
How have Black individuals abused food stamps?
Let me finish. It's just like with the immigration thing that y'all were just talking about. I kind of agree with the other fella.
Before we move on to immigration, how have Black individuals abused food stamps?
I think that's it gets abused.
How? I just want to know how.
Okay. Again, it's not just synonymous to Black people. So let's get that clear. Because you keep saying how do Black people abuse?
I'm sorry. I thought that you told me that you were specifically.
But you're making it sound like it's synonymous to Black people.
I thought that you were making an argument specifically for Black individuals that are relying on food.
No, I said that's what I'm concerned with. I wasn't making the argument specifically for that because I've also pointed out other demographics in my conversation.
Okay, so then I guess overall, how do individuals abuse food stamps? Overall, how do food stamps serve as a net detriment to like low-income Americans?
Yeah. They sell the stamps. They apply for stamps with false information. In the same way that anybody else abuses the system. It's called a system for a reason.
Yeah,
it's called a system, and any system can be abused, right?
So
can we agree on that?
So
any system can be abused.
I don't think that any system, right, like in America or on the global stage, is going to be perfect. I think that all systems.
That's not what I asked you.
Do you mind if you let me finish here?
I'm just trying to keep it a buck.
Okay, what did you ask me?
Do you agree that any system is subject to abuse?
Bro, that's literally what I said. Is that all systems have some level of abuse? Right, but just because I think that a system can possess some like low level of abuse, because I don't think that a system created by imperfect humans can be perfect in turn, means that the system as a whole serves as a net detriment. You know, like for instance, sure, like we see like some low levels of abuse on food stamps. However, what we also see on food stamps is like families finally having the means that are required to feed themselves and to feed their families, so they no longer have to work 70 hours a fucking week and instead can cut it back down to 45 and then spend the remaining 25 hours working on getting an online trade degree or trying to qualify and interview for a job that may take a handful of months and pay them higher wages. Like for instance, the reason why I think that like food stamps and social safety nets are like a super big necessary thing in this country for everybody, but more specifically low-income Americans, are because it helps alleviate the necessity of focusing on their immediate needs. Because when you have such a strong burden to focus on your immediate needs, like food for dinner or water in the morning, well, then you are more likely to accept lower paying jobs and for more work, since you have less bargaining power in the marketplace. Right. However, the reason why like social safety nets, including food stamps, are beneficial is because it allows individuals to have more bargaining power in the marketplace by allowing their immediate needs to have some reliance on public foundation, meaning they don't personally have to find the means to solve them themselves. Right. And this is what gives low-income Americans more economic mobility to maybe spend more of their time focusing on getting a trade degree that doesn't give them money, spend more of their time like interviewing for a harder position, which in turn they don't get paid for during that interview process, or to take like more risks and attempt to like get a job at a more competitive firm that they have the qualifications for already, instead of just attempting to get like a lower paying job at a non-competitive firm because the position is definitely open to them, right? And all these things like galvanize a better off consumer base inside of the market, which would include low-income Americans having more of an ability to become median-income Americans or high-income Americans due to reduction in barriers in economic mobility.
So you believe food stamps create higher earning Americans? You think because I'm somebody's on some? You think you truly believe that just because somebody's on some type of government assistance or welfare system, that because they're on it, it's going to give them upward mobility, and now they're going to become this productive member of society?
Yeah,
it doesn't work like that.
because they don't have to focus on their immediate needs as much as they did before.
It doesn't work like
and
that.
B, they
Have you ever been on
bargaining
food
power in the
stamps?
workplace. And C,
You ever been on food stamps? You ever been on food stamps?
I'd prefer not to answer that question. And C,
Okay.
it actually does work
well,
like
okay.
that. And see, it
Okay.
actually does work like that because once again, when
It
we
does.
literally, yes, it does. When we look at countries with more social safety nets, all these things are true and they have more economic mobility.
Just because you're passionate don't mean you're right. Right.
Well, what makes me right is like the data in which I'm sharing.
Well, again, just because you're passionate doesn't mean you're right.
Yeah, my passion isn't what makes me right. It's my data that makes me right.
No. Again, those programs, social programs, do not create independence. They do not. They create dependence.
I mean, when we just simply look at the data, they do create more independence by giving more economic mobility to low-income Americans.
Again, social programs such as food stamps, welfare, even Section 8 to that degree, do not create independence.
Okay,
it creates a level.
Where's your macro data to demonstrate that that's true?
It creates a level of dependence and expectation. When you got someone that's going to be willing to supply needs that you would normally have to supply yourself, it creates a level of dependence and a level of expectation to where now we're going to be stuck in this cycle this repetitive cycle of expecting someone to help us make our ends meet.
Okay. So I'm going to be honest here, sir. Do you mind if I talk?
I believe. Just let me land my plane here because I listened for a long time. Didn't say nothing. I believe that although it's the conversation is overall right, because as I said, any system is subject to fraud. But as far as the African American community is concerned, I believe that we are self-sustainable. I believe that we are more self-sustainable, and that these programs have done more detriment than they've done a benefit. That's what I believe.
Okay, thank you so much. So first and foremost, I just want to point out a couple base level facts. Okay, I have refuted you with a conjunct of economic theory and the application of said economic theory and the empirical outcomes that it produces. You have responded by just simply repeating your original claim with no real data to demonstrate that it's the case. I'm going to go over this one last time, then I'm going to let Santana hop in here. Point number one, your claim that social safety nets, such as food stamps, creates more dependence and less independence is false, okay? What I'll particularly use to demonstrate that you are wrong is empirical data when comparing countries with more social safety nets, like Nordic countries, to countries with less social safety nets, like America, right? We see that people in Nordic countries with more social safety nets have more economic mobility than the constituents of a country like America with less social safety nets. Those are the empirical facts that refute what you're saying. And now we could even use economic theory to explain why we see these empirical facts, okay? The economic theory that we're going to enact here is just basic concepts of bargaining power. The more bargaining power you hold in the marketplace, the better off you can be because you are able to leverage more from your employer, right? More bargaining power, the better off you are. The reason why this is relevant to this conversation is because these social safety nets give us more bargaining power by shifting our immediate focus away from what we need to live, okay? If I'm a low-income American and I have access to no social safety nets, my first three needs will be food, warmth, and shelter. Food, water. and shelter. We'll start there. Food, water, and shelter, right? And I'm going to need food every single day, right? I'm going to need shelter every single day. So if I don't have any of these social safety nets, well, then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to be looking for a job with no bargaining power because I need it now. And this is going to lead me not to trade school, not to an interview process that's more lengthy at a competitive firm, but rather to one position that is immediately open, regardless of qualifications, which is typically lower paying, right? Now, if I have these social safety nets, if the government is helping me with paying for my food, if I'm on Section 8 and the government is helping me pay my rent, well, then I'll be able to turn around and engage in the marketplace with more bargaining power. This means, well, maybe now instead of working 60 hours a week to cover the bare necessities, because the government is helping me, I'm only going to work 35 and spend the other 25 hours trying to get an online degree. Or I'm going to spend the other 25 hours interviewing through a more lengthy process for a more competitive firm. I'm now going to turn around and exercise this additional bargaining power that I have because I don't have to focus on these immediate needs to negotiate with my employer before I start. And that is what drives the empirical data that when a country has more social safety nets, their citizens have more.
That's a word. 48% of people that get on food stamps are on there for well over a year. 48%. That's damn near half.
Were
And
you
damn near
wait
half
wait
of the
wait
pe-
wait wait hey
damn
Kev
near half of the people that receive food stamps.
hey
Damn
Kev,
near, excuse me,
slow
just
down
a
for a
second.
second. Kev,
Damn near
where
half
are
the
you
people
getting
that
these
receive.
numbers from?
It's a fact. It's a fact.
Kev, where are you getting the numbers from? Where? No. I don't want to hear that's a
It's a fact.
fact. I would love to know where you got these numbers from.
It's a fact.
Kev, where are you getting your numbers from? You keep saying that. No, if it's a fact, then you can tell me where exactly I can find the numbers.
If you have a point that you're getting ready to make that contradicts that, you're more than welcome to do so.
Yeah, well, the point that I have is that Dean has given you the empirical data to dispute everything that you're saying. But for some reason, you continue to actually push this notion, specifically speaking to the Black community and the actual detriment of social safety nets to the Black community, which is a wild concept. While yes, I do agree and I do understand that white people are more the beneficiaries of those social safety nets when you talk about quote unquote welfare. The fact of the matter is Dean is absolutely correct in what the actual social safety nets do. And you know what's even funnier? Because I've been listening for a while, and you were like, "Have you ever been on food stamps?" Dean didn't want to answer, but I will. I've been on food stamps, and I've not only been a beneficiary of
I
that
wasn't
when I
asking
was
you. I
younger.
wasn't asking
Sure,
you.
it's fine. I'm telling you. Not only was I a beneficiary of that as
Down.
I was younger, but it also allowed me to propel myself into actual success in the future. It allowed me to not only be able to eat, but it lends itself for me to be able to continue to progress throughout my life. So these social safety nets that you're specifically talking to when it comes to the Black community, even if you talk about some type of reform effort, first and foremost, the Trump administration is not looking to reform it. They're looking to get rid of a bunch of it, right? So you tell me what happens to these Black communities, these Black people, these marginalized people when they're specifically already in food banks, I'm sorry, in food deserts or food swamps, and now they're being limited even more with their access to food because you're cutting off their actual SNAP benefits. So what do you do for the Black people who are also disenfranchised when it comes to their medical resources, right? Like, what do you do then? So you're cutting off access to food, which is going to impact their health, and they don't have health care. What are you going to do, Kev? What is Donald Trump doing?
Is that rhetorical?
No, it's a direct question. What is Donald Trump doing to actually help? As a matter of fact, what is Donald Trump doing to help Black people? Just like you guys had the question for Kamala Harris. What is Donald Trump doing to help Black people? Be specific.
Okay. Again, I was very specific in the beginning, and this is my thought process, whether there is agreement with it or not. The changes being made to the Section 8 program, the changes being made
Yeah, so
to.
how does that help Black people? By limiting.
Wait,
Sure.
just a minute. Just a
Mhm.
minute. By so you made me lose train of thought. Well, let me address the Section 8. With the Section 8, I think that it's going to.
That
I'm glad you
actually
think so. That,
limiting access to social safety nets is going to somehow create.
You didn't allow me to finish. You didn't allow me to finish, and that's difficult. You're never going to finish if you don't let me finish.
Sorry, I had a little bit of lag there. I'm back now. And he's gone. He left.
Of course he left, Dean. You know why? Because like this has been the interesting thing for me with like Trump supporters. And I said this, you specifically targeted the empirical data, right? You spoke to the number, you spoke to the
Right.
facts, but he wants to play culture wars. They want to do these actual idea politics or identity politics. Oh shit. Like they don't have substance. And when he couldn't actually beat you on the information, he wanted to play identity politics. But then now, when there's someone who can actually quote unquote play identity politics with them, he doesn't want to play. It's so weird. They're being weird.
What are you up to? You're outside?
Yeah. No, I was actually just on my way to somewhere, and I've been listening, but we just got to where we are, and so I had to step out for a second.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Like this guy,
I'm sorry.
this guy. No, you're good. I've been listening the whole time. This guy's been driving me crazy. I'm like, what are you even talking about?
Well, I was gonna get your take on a couple things, as well as the. Jesus. Sorry, I'm fucking TikTok studios all over the place. But we could do that at a later date because you got.
I have some unsolicited advice that more so for your chat, for your community, if it's okay.
What do you have to say? Take it away.
So the one thing that I just kind of want to speak to specifically, because I heard the feedback that was received from the server, and as someone who looks to foster a positive community in every aspect, I mean, I'm always looking to address different levels of intersectionality. And I understand the desire to have representation on streams, right? And this isn't even to Dean, this is to Dean's community. The one thing that I want to say for sure is that I agree representation is absolutely important. Like I try to do that every chance that I get. The one thing that I want everyone to keep in mind, and Dean already said it, but it's absolutely true. As someone who is, doing these lives, it's not always that easy to be able to call on someone that would properly represent the community that you're hoping for them to represent. And so, yes, we do have certain people that we reach out specifically to that we know, like, hey, they can handle the conversation. We know for a fact they're not going to do anything live in jeopardy. They're not going to give any type of misinformation. And so it's hard to be able to always grab someone that can actually represent that for you. So for me, if I'm looking for, let's say, a perspective on abortion with women, there's certain women that I can reach out to and I'm like, hey, can you come help me with this? But they're not always available. If there's something that's going on within the queer community, I'm speaking to someone who is specifically targeting transgender people. There's certain people within the community I reach out and I'm like, hey, can you come and help me with this? But that's because there's certain people that we know for a fact that can handle these conversations and that has the ability to communicate clear and accurate information. The one thing that we want to make sure we're always doing is giving accurate information. So with all that being said, I know for a fact Dean does his best to always make sure that there's an option for representation. I know for a fact that Dean is always in communication with people that are marginalized communities. And so he's doing his best and he has my support, just like all other creators.
Well, I think I could always try to do better as well. And, I also recognize the value in that. Like representation in lives like this, I think is very important, significantly more important than like no representation at all. And the reason why I say that is because representation in spaces like this, where we're learning more, where we're exploring reality, where we're seeking truth, is incredibly meaningful, as it can help you directly understand the point significantly better. Like I, as a white guy, will forever and always not be able to articulate, explain, or know what it is like to be a black individual in America, or I, as a straight person, about what it's like to be a gay individual in America, or as a man, as it relates to like what it's like to be a woman in reference to access to healthcare. And there's just a big difference between doing the research, learning the facts, understanding the empirical outcomes and what is necessary, and actually living it yourself. So, I mean, I think that, having representation in life is incredibly important. But like, as you pointed out, there's a lot of things that make it difficult to always have somebody that will be there on top of like the things that you've already described. I need to be able to foster like a good, very trusting relationship with somebody that I really know in order to allow them to be on my live stream. We've ran into a lot of issues in the past with me like engaging with people
Dean,
publicly.
we haven't.
Well, I have. I've run into a lot of issues in the past with people.
We absolutely have.
Like if anybody remembers AJ, shit, you know how AJ went. If anybody remembers Tashika, shit, you know how Tashika went. If anybody remembers Z, you know how Z went. Jones, you know how he went. It is QB. Oh my God, if you remember QB, you know how QB went. There is like so many people that I have become close with. There's even more names. Fucking, the H and the C. This guy named Camille. Dude, it's all over the place, right?
And I'll say for anyone that knows me, Erica, like she's someone that I'm always, on the lookout for. That's a joke, guys. That's a joke.
Well,
That's a joke.
Well, actually, I mean,
But
maybe
no.
that's a good example of something I could do. Like, I know Erica. I trust Erica. I met her in person. I think that Erica's awesome. I should like connect more with
She's
Erica
okay.
offline. And
She's okay, Dean.
I think she's really cool. I had a good time chatting with her down in Texas. I'm a big Erica fan. But I'm gonna reach out to her. I'm gonna make sure she knows she has an open invitation. But then it's also like, a lot of these other creators have their preferences for maybe whose streams they like to watch, whose streams they don't like to watch, and who they like to engage in publicly. But I hopefully that responds to like a lot of like the uproar we're seeing in the Cord today.
Yeah. The one last thing I'll leave you with, and this is directly to you, as someone who understands, a version of what you deal with, being able to create a positive community and foster some type of representation is something that I appreciate you doing. And I understand how difficult it can be, especially when you're actually doing these debate lives. So I think that you're doing a good job. I think we can always do better at no matter what we're doing, but I definitely think that you're doing a good job at trying.
Well, I appreciate that, Santana.
You're lagging.
Am I lagging? Oh God,
You're lagging.
Let me do an internet.
Or
test.
maybe it's me.
I don't know. A lot of people are saying that I got a laggy YouTube. Chat of your. Oh no, my internet's fine. Right now I'm pulling.
I think it was me. It was me.
No worries, because right now I'm pulling 800 megabytes per second down and 900 megabits per second up. The internet's good. If you're lagging over on YouTube, just refresh the stream. Anyway, Santana, I really appreciate you for joining. As always, love having you up here.
See you later, bud.
All right. You have a good one. All right, chat. We're going to move on to that next Trump supporter right now, quite frankly. All right. If you are watching and you support Trump, go ahead and let me know down below in that chat by dropping a MAGA with your age. Also, show some love to Santana. Dude, I love that man. Santana's awesome. He's also like a really good guy. I met him in person down in Texas. There's this one thing that had occurred, and he really just like stepped up. He's a really good guy. He's a really good guy. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Oh dang! I need to get off here. How'd you?
No worries. I can help. Moving on to the next guest. Everybody, just give us a minute so we could get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Everybody go ahead and hop in that queue if you support Trump. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you support Trump. We're going to go to get my list up in here, y'all. As well as Annie, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Coral, thank you so much for the $20. Mr. James with the $20. Annie with the $50. Thank you guys all so much for the love. Show some love to our donors down below in the chat. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. As well as Kyra with the $10 over at Venmo. I appreciate you so much for the love. Hannah with a 10. I won't read your message out loud. You got it. Thank you so much for the love, Hannah. Then Zoe with the $10 as well. Thank you so much, Zoe. Lion with a 5, Taylor with a 1, Cassandra with a 1, and Tyler with a 1. You guys are awesome. Joelle with the $2 over on PayPal. I appreciate that. Christy with the $5 saying thank you for being patient with the idiots. I appreciate that. Bobby with the $11. Thank you so much for the love, Bobby. Then Karen with the $25 over on PayPal. Let's get 250 Karen W's down below. Jahi, that is Jahi. Thank you for the 10. And then Michelle with the 15 saying lots of love from Luxembourg. I want to go to Luxembourg one day. That is such a cool place to live. I appreciate you, Michelle. And welcome in, Miles. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and how old are you?
18.
Okay, all right, phenomenal. What year were you born in?
2006.
Okay, what month?
January.
January? You would be 19. Skedaddle. Goodbye. Goodbye. If you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. Appreciate you guys so much for the love. As always, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
18.
18, what year were you born in?
9/16/06.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah,
that means I'm turning 19 this year.
Yeah, you'll be turning 19 on September 16th. Okay. All right. Why do you support Trump?
I have questions first. Do you think there's anything as a president Trump has done right?
Yeah, I think that like bill that he passed to like reduce AI deepfake corn, that was right. That was a good bill to pass.
Okay. Next question. How do you feel about the tariffs? I have a point on this that I bring up a lot.
Tariffs bad.
Okay. Do you know why we put in the tariffs?
No, and I don't know if anybody does. Like we've just heard contradictory reasoning. At first, it was to protect American industries. Then it was to negotiate and leverage trade agreements. Now it's to like generate more government revenue. Like who fucking knows?
Okay, fair enough. The point I see it from, during the whole spiel with the Russia Ukraine, I'm also not sure if that's still going on. By the way, when the Biden
Ukrainians are still
administration,
dying, quite frankly.
yep, sadly, we had given a lot of free defense contracts away, and we lost a lot of income. And as you know, when it comes to sales, if you're giving away free stuff constantly, there cannot be there's no income, and you lose a lot of money. That makes you go down the hole bankrupt, you know? And
well, actually, no. In sales, that's not true. Businesses have something called loss leaders, which is where they spend money without directly making money, so then they can make more in the future. So that's not true. Now, if you're back to referencing the money sent to and spent on Ukraine through military and humanitarian aid under the Biden-Harris administration, did you agree or disagree with that?
it's kind of a yes or no. I mean, I get trying to help, but again, we were just giving away.
Did you know that Donald Trump has resumed all of that funding?
No, I have not followed up on that because again, I didn't even know that it was still going on.
Yeah, no,
I
he
did
did.
not
He
know it was
resumed
still
it
going
on.
on.
He resumed it on July 11th because it was actually a good idea. Yeah, man. So I mean,
Okay,
think
thanks
about it.
for
I mean,
bringing that up.
Yeah. So this was.
I didn't know, genuinely.
So this was this was where my mindset was at prior to the election, and where it's still at today. Russia wants Ukraine, okay, really bad. And when they originally invaded them in 2014 and annexed Crimea, Ukraine didn't do anything. They took a peaceful approach. So then Russia stepped back, they locked and loaded, and went for the rest of the country. And now Ukraine knows that if they want their country, they're going to have to fucking fight for it. They're going to have to defend themselves, right?
Yes.
And when they are worse at defending themselves because they have less weapons, they have less humanitarian aid, and they're weaker, then Russia hits them harder because it's strategic for their goals of colonialization and illegal annexation of another country. But when Ukraine is stronger, it makes Russia weaker because then they have a harder time attempting to achieve those incredibly immoral goals, right? And when we revoked funding from them, we made Ukraine weaker, which emboldened Russia and caused them to launch their largest attacks yet, inflamed global tensions, and led to the deaths of many innocent Ukrainians, their displacement, ethnic cleansing, etc. So then when he resumes that funding, not only did it reduce the deaths of innocent by kind of scaring Russia off a little bit, but it's also putting more international pressure onto Russia for accepting a ceasefire or a peace agreement, since they don't have as large of an upper hand as they did before.
Okay, yeah, that's fair point. My next point, I'm not saying that he's innocent, because again, I will give kudos to you. You were instant with that video earlier, with that Real American News guy with that video. But the whole thing with Epstein, there's a lot of debates about that, and people keep bringing up the photos of them together. Now, if people were to actually look it up, people would know that Epstein was a attention hog. He constantly was getting pictures with politicians to shine light upon his own face and make him popular. Now, am I saying that he's completely innocent? No. There is still a possibility, but they are just allegations. We are still asking for those lists to be released.
Listen. So if a random person, we'll call them Andrew, was like best friends with who's like a notorious serial killer,
O.J. Simpson.
Serial killer.
Well, not serial killer, but killer.
Let's take Dahmer. Okay, if somebody was best friends with Dahmer when Dahmer was killing people, chopping them up, eating them, etc., and we found out that Dahmer's best friend sent Dahmer a letter with a picture of a decapitated head on a silver platter in the statement, "May every new day be another wonderful secret." Would you say we have enough reason to believe that Dahmer's bestie knew exactly what Dahmer was doing?
Yes, I would agree with that. You make a good point with that, because it's like the saying, guilty by association.
Well, no, we're just saying that he knows what he's doing, right? So if Dahmer's best buddy sending him a letter with a picture of a decapitated head on a plate in the statement, "May every new day be another wonderful secret," makes it obvious that Dahmer's best friend knew what he was doing. Well, if Epstein had a best friend, was best friends with him for 12 years, they flew in the plane together, they went to parties together, and Epstein's best friend sent Epstein a letter with a picture of a naked woman in the statement, "May every new day be another wonderful secret," would this make it clear that Epstein's buddy knew exactly what Epstein was doing?
Yes, and is this hypothetical real?
Yes, that is not a hypothetical. This is real. The Wall Street Journal reported on this about a month and a half ago, where Donald Trump sent Epstein a letter in 2003 with a picture of a naked woman in the statement, "May every new day be another wonderful secret."
I would say that's a fair point, but I do not agree with the Wall Street Journal.
Why? They're right. They're owned by the Murdoch
They are
family,
very
the same people that own Fox
propaganda-based.
News.
And Fox News has been known to hate Trump.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's been clear since day one, even before the Biden administration.
So Donald Trump is actually suing the Wall Street Journal over that reporting right now. If the Wall Street Journal
Same with South Park.
He's suing South Park?
There was talks about it, yes. Wasn't there?
That's funny. So if the Wall Street Journal were to win that lawsuit and prove that it wasn't defamation, and the unanimous jury of 9 inside of the civil court sided with the Wall Street Journal over Trump, would you then believe that the letter is real?
Yes.
So if a jury inside of a civil court ruled against Trump, you'd believe the jury over Trump?
Yes.
So do you believe the unanimous jury of 9 over Trump that ruled in 2023 that he raped E. Jean Carroll in the 90s?
Can I look that up?
Yeah, no, feel free. While you're looking that up quickly, I'd like to thank Tony. Thank you so much for the $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you, Tony. You are awesome. Show some love to Tony down below in that comment section. Let's get 1,000 Tony W's. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Tony. Tony says, these media podcasters do not care. Over 140 media outlets were ended by Israel and the USA. You know what, Tony, I do. I'm not a fan of Israel at all. In fact, I'm anti-Israel. I think they suck. Thank you for the $100, Tony. As well as Mr. James, once again, thank you for the $20 over on Super Chat. As well as Lily, thank you for the $20 on Venmo, Lily says. Hi, Dean. Just moved into my dorm for my freshman year in college and wanted to say I love watching your streams. Lily, thank you for the $20. Thank you for watching the streams. And I hope you have a great freshman year. Let me tell you, freshman year of college is one of the most interesting 9 months of your life. Have fun, Lily. Seriously, have fun. Be safe too. Big preface on the be safe part. Really big preface on the be safe part. Brittany, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo as well. I appreciate you for that love, Brittany. You are awesome. As well as Naive, thank you so much for the $15 over on PayPal. That is NIAV. Thank you so much for the love. And IAV says, huge W for the collaboration. I love seeing multiple debaters / guests in your lives. I know it's really fun. It
question.
also allows me to not be a tentful like 24/7 and to kind of take a step back when I'm tired, which I appreciate. And then Lily with the $10 saying third day in a row watching live. Thank you for being here, Lily. And then Frank with the $5 as well. Appreciate that, you guys. Go ahead.
So is there anything else other than Wall Street Journal that is on? Because I am not paying that subscription. Let's be honest, I'm broke.
Well, I'm confused. What source for what?
The jury thing.
Oh,
that I had said to look up.
Oh,
that I was
bro,
asking.
dude, yeah, of course. This was reported on by everybody. You could even just read the jury verdict sheet. Just look up Trump v. E. Jean Carroll, New York State jury verdict sheet. You'll be, I think AP News links it. You could actually just read the jury verdict sheet where unanimous jury of 9 inside of a civil court held him liable for the violent sexual abuse of E. Jean Carroll, or rape of E. Jean Carroll. As well as Coral. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the $100 super chat on YouTube. Jesus, Coral, thank you. Coral with $100 says, after about 6 or so months of watching you, I still wish I was as quick-witted and politically informed as you are when I was your age. The fact that you always have a retort to every argument these Trump supporters have still gives me awe. Keep up the good fight. Coral, thank you so much. You have been in here so frequently. And I just really appreciate you for it. You're awesome. Thank you for the $100. Thank you for all of your kind words. You're awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so I looked it up. I see this. And again, I have said that I do not think he is completely innocent. Again, your video earlier that you pulled up makes it very clear he did something. But
so do you believe that he's raped?
How does this tie? How does this tie into the Epstein?
Yeah, because you said that you would believe the ruling of a civil court as it relates to Epstein. So would you believe the ruling of a civil court as it relates to the fact that a woman was raped by him?
But did a civil court cover the Epstein case with Trump?
I don't understand how that's like at all related to the
I'm
question.
asking about Epstein.
Do you believe the civil court that determined that he raped E. Jean Carroll? Yes or no?
Yes, I mean it is clear here.
So you believe that Donald Trump is a rapist?
Yeah, I mean from this, yes, it seems like that.
Okay. Do you agree with the policy of a place like McDonald's that doesn't allow rapists to work there?
Yeah.
So if you don't think that a rapist should be working at a McDonald's, then why do you think a rapist should be working from the Oval Office?
I mean, if that's their policy, that's their policy. But you got to realize, politicians throughout the years have been synonymously criminals and/or just darker.
Actually, can you name any other president that's been held civilly liable for rape and has been convicted of more than one felony?
Let's see.
When they were president? I could definitely tell you that Kamala Harris wasn't. Kamala Harris wasn't a criminal. Kamala Harris wasn't held civilly liable for SA.
They were president.
Kamala Harris wasn't any of these things. Obama wasn't a criminal. Biden wasn't a criminal. Come on. What are we talking about here, dude? Come on, let's be real.
Obama was a criminal
and then
at one
also,
point.
your argument here that it's more permissible because other presidents have also done these things is absolute shit. Okay? For instance, how many people owned slaves in American history? Too many to count, right? Does that mean that it wasn't as bad as many say it is because a lot of people did it? Absolutely fucking not. I don't care if there was one person in human history that had enslaved an individual or a billion. What does social acceptance say anything about the morality of an action?
At the time, that was socially
And
acceptable
what does
to
social
have slaves.
acceptance say
That's
anything
why
about the morality of an action?
at that time that was morally correct. That's why Lincoln
What the
fought for it.
fuck? What the fuck? Dude, think about
At
what
the
you just
time,
said. Think about what you
at
just said. Think about what you just said. I'm going to choose to believe that you didn't mean to say that. So I'm going to ask you to think about what you just said very carefully to either prove me right or prove me wrong. You just said that it was morally acceptable to treat humans as property. Okay, did you mean to say that people thought it was morally acceptable? Did you mean to say
yes,
okay,
that is.
but like slavery was
at
wrong,
that time,
right?
people saw that. Yes, that's why Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, but
had
just like
gone and
slavery's wrong, right?
correct.
Slavery's
Yes,
always been wrong, right?
yes, but at the time, it was seen as morally justifiable. At the time,
So people thought it was okay. What is this
yes,
supposed
at that time, they,
bro,
they
honestly, like I see like no point in you sharing this information apart from like just diminishing the wrongness of the action and the culpability of the actors. You know? It's like you just randomly bring this up in the middle of a conversation that had like no relevance to this whatsoever. It's like, what point would this rhetoric serve outside of diminishing the wrongness of the actions and the culpabilities of the actors? Like, could you tell me the relevance of this point? Like in the conversation we're having? But no, I could agree that like factually, yeah, sure, people didn't think it was wrong. Okay, but what's the relevance? How does that
you
play
had
into a conversation?
you had just brought up beforehand how the fact that just because politicians in the past have committed crimes and all that, it makes it morally justifiable. And then you brought up the whole slavery thing. You want to talk about morally justifiable. At the time, it was justified.
I'm sorry. Now you're going back to just okay. So you've now repeated that slavery was justified. We're just gonna kick you and move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a second, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing it today. I'm just not doing it today, y'all. I apologize if you want to see me do it today. I'm not doing it today. My bad. We're gonna go get that next guest loaded up in here. What's going on, Jets? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how do you?
Dude, I love you so much!
31.
Dude, I love you! I love you!
31.
Okay, I'm in like another dimension right now. I have not eaten in quite a while, and I'm starting to get hungry. Therefore, I'm starting to get lightheaded. And I've like people screaming at me, telling me that slavery was justified, and like some toddlers screaming. Okay. Why do you support Trump?
What I support about Trump is his hopefully imminent death.
Bro, dude, you can't say that. You can't say that, Jet. You can't say that. We're gonna go to move on to our next guest. You can't say that. Dude, you can't say that, bro. We're gonna go move on to the next guest, Jet, bro. You can't do that. Welcome in, Halloween. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, it sounded like they played a clip of somebody talking from a computer. Ban! Moving on to the next guest. Make sure if you're in the queue, you're at least 18 years old, you are American, and you support Trump. Frank, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love. As well as Dylan with the $1. I appreciate you so much. All right, moving on to the next guest. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Everybody just do be patient. Kate, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying thank you for trying to spread common sense. Well, I appreciate you for being here, Kate. Thank you for the $10. As well as Erica with the $10 as well. Thank you so much, Erica. Erica says, please let me know this isn't spam. No, that's the right account. Thank you, Erica. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, but my mom does, and I want you to debate her. Is that okay?
Is she with you? Like right now?
Yeah, she's with me right now.
Yeah, if you could put her on the mic right now, or I'll talk to her.
Hello?
Hi, welcome in. My name is Dean. I'm a liberal, and I like to debate. Now, your daughter told me that you support Trump, and I would love to have a conversation with you about why, explore truth, and set a good example for how important critical thought is for the youth, including your daughter. So, if you're interested, why do you support Trump?
To be honest, at the beginning, I thought that he's Christian, and I thought that he's follow the Bible and follow, the commandments, and he is the right person
Okay.
for that, for the president, because he's gonna be like, guiding very well because he's Christian.
Okay. All right. I have a big issue with this. I don't think he actually is Christian. So we learn in James 2:28 that faith without works is dead. Okay? And we learn that there are some necessary works in order to maintain a relationship with God. Can we agree here that one of the necessary works, quote unquote, to maintain a relationship with God is to repent to God for your sins?
Absolutely. This is the first thing.
Okay. 1 second. Well, I'm going to go and play you a clip of Donald Trump saying that he has never asked God for forgiveness for anything ever in his life.
I'm not sure I have. I just go on and try and do it. But he was great. He wrote The Power of Positive Thinking, which is great. But have you ever asked God for forgiveness? I'm not sure I have. I just go on and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so. I think if I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't. Now, when I take, when we go to church and when I drink mother wine, which is about the only wine I drink, and have my little cracker, I guess that's a form of asking for forgiveness.
Okay. She left. Unfortunate. Oh, well. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. Oh, boy. Kins, thank you so much for the $50 over on YouTube. I really appreciate you for that. I love Kins. That is Kenz. Thank you for the $50. Kins says, I just wanted to send support and to let you know that you're awesome. Thank you, Kins. Chad, show some love to Kins. That is incredibly kind of you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
LeBron or MJ, Dean?
LeBron. Moving on. Banned, by the way. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute, y'all. Hop in that queue if you're an American adult that supports Trump. Yeah, and hop in that queue if you support Trump. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
You should probably go eat. You said that you're lightheaded.
Banned! Yeah, I'll do that. Sorry. I'm sorry. No, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I'm gonna do that here when I in the stream. We only have around another 45 minutes on stream, but then I'll grab a bite to eat. We're gonna go to get that next guest pulled up here right now. See, if I were to go eat right now, then I'd be ending the stream around an hour early. And I'm not done yet. I'm enjoying these conversations. Libby with the $10 in Super Chat saying my grandparents are so damn religious that my grandpa's a deacon of the church, and I'm happy that he's as skeptical as I am, and I didn't fall for Trump's bullshit. I'm really happy you didn't either, Libby. That is awesome. Welcome in, Kurt Cobain. I'm not going to call you that, especially if you're a Trump supporter. Well, they left. Okay. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Let's go and get that next guest loaded up into the box. Everybody just do give us a minute here, y'all. Everyone just do give us a minute here, y'all. Erica, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Thank you so much. Erica asked, do you have an EIDETIC memory? How do you know / remember all of this? Well, first and foremost, I don't know what that word means, nor do I even know how to pronounce it, so that's why I spelled it out. If you want to tell me what an EIDETIC memory means, I will happily tell you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hey, Dean. Yeah, I do.
And how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. You are 25 and you support Trump. Why do you support Trump?
Well, I support Trump and like his AI, giving the money to Sam Altman and Oracle.
Okay, well, you're already off to a bad start. He didn't give any money to Sam Altman and Oracle.
Well, I do like his like AI incentive.
There is no new AI incentives.
I'm sure there was
Oh, no,
in
no,
like
you're right.
January.
There's not. I've already gone over this. He like deregulated a handful of things. The first thing that he deregulated was like individuals' ability to opt out of being having their data included within like AI training data sets. And then the second thing that he changed was like safety code, allowing like companies that are in AI to like not have like particular employees for particular services.
I gotta go, Dean. I'm sorry. There's something coming up.
Okay, what do you have?
Sorry
coming up?
about that.
No. What do you have coming up?
What I have coming up?
Yeah. What do you have? What do you have?
Well, I don't think it's none of your business, Dean,
Nah,
because
you should tell us. What
it's
is it?
my life
Come
and
on,
it's your life.
what
Come
is
on,
it?
we live separate lives, all right?
Come on.
You live.
Come on, what is it?
No.
What do you gotta
Dean.
do?
Let me talk, Dean, because I want to speak, all
Let you
right?
talk? I thought you had to go.
Yeah, no. I'll explain myself with this bit, all right? And let me tell you this, Dean, all right? I need to do my thing because I live my life and you live your life, all right?
I'm pretty sure this is a troll. Get the fuck out of here. Bitch! Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. All right, chat. We are going to go ahead and move on to that next guest. Here we go, everybody. Let's go and get that next guest loaded up onto the stream right now. Let's go. Kurt Cobain, 2810 is loading back in. Lily, thank you for the $25 over at PayPal. Thank you. Saying that your health matters more than debates. You know, honestly, I let my health go because of the debates for a couple of years, but like in the last couple months, I've been like back on top of it, eating good, maintaining like healthy workouts 5 days a week. I agree. Health is very important, folks. And thank you for the $25, as well as another Erica. Thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Erica says, hey, Dean, I'm a social worker in rural Indiana, and I work firsthand with marginalized communities, specifically the incarcerated and mentally ill. I cannot express enough how much of an impact you're making on the minds of our youth. Thank you for all that you do. Well, thank you for your kindness. We love you, Erica, and thank you for the work that you do as well. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? They left again. Okay, they're like working up the nerve to debate because that was their second time on the live. This time they stuck around for a little bit longer than they did the first. They stuck around a little bit longer than they did the first. By the way, if you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on my TikTok, as well as in the pinned message on the YT, where you could also support me over Super Chat. Now, welcome.
Hello?
Do you support Trump?
I didn't. Whoa.
Whoa, dude, do you support Trump?
I don't
Bam!
really.
Moving on to the next guest, guys. Go and put a mag with a raise down below in that chat if you want to come up. Moving on to Mason. Here we go. Hi, do you support Trump?
My bad. I didn't mean to join again. My bad.
Banned. Moving on to the next guest. We got that next guest, Beth, loading up into the box. Hi, do you support Trump? Blah. Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We're banning everybody today. We're banning them all. We're banning them all. Banning them all. Moving on.
She's also
Oh, hello, hello.
Hi, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. What year were you born in?
2000.
Very nice. And why do you support the worst president of your life?
Well, I think the worst president was
Joe Biden.
probably- maybe Obama too. I don't know. I mean, we've had pretty bad run for the past, like, I'd say 30 years, maybe. I wouldn't say Trump's the best, but I'm more on the Trump side.
Okay. All right. Quick question. What month were you born in?
March.
Okay. All right. And why do you support Trump as president? Let's hear it.
why do I support him? I think that he was the better option, and I think that he's done good for the economy and tariffs. I like the tariffs.
Check her reposts. Trans rights or human rights? Are you trolling?
No, I'm on my friend's account.
Okay. So do you think that trans rights are human rights?
Not really. I mean, I'm for human rights, but I don't think that counts. Changing, getting sterilized doesn't count as a human right.
I don't believe you. I think that you're trying to troll. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone give us a minute. Just give us a minute, y'all. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I love you, Dean. When you were gonna debate Charlie Kirk? Don't ban.
Sorry. But whenever he wants to debate me, man, he knows that I want to talk to him. He does. He knows it. He knows it. He just won't. He won't talk to me, man. He won't do it. He won't talk to me. All right, we're gonna go on and bring up something special to our next guest. I'm gonna start the argument with a question that I have. Donella, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube saying, hi, Dean, I love watching your streams and thank you for educating the people who have no idea of what they're supporting. Thank you, Donella. You are awesome. As well as Aubrey with the $10 over on PayPal saying, hey, Dean, I appreciate what you do. And this is not at all your fault. I would just like you to read this message to the bin chat. Let's keep in mind to be respectful. I've noticed some harsh wording towards younger people's wealth. Even if it's in the case of Trump's policies, those people are just starting out. They are young, and we need to be implementing respectful debate rules. Making fun of people for being broke should not be our go-to, especially so early on in their careers. Well, I definitely agree with the notion of not making fun of people because they're broke. I mean, I agree with that. I think like sometimes, people come up and like they're getting the energy that they get sometimes from the chat. But I mean, like every single scenario I could think about in my head is definitely like harsh and unwarranted, So I agree with that. We shouldn't be making fun of people because they're broke. We need to be better than the right. We need to be better than that. Hi, do you support Trump? Okay, they're not here. Everybody in the chat says, let James up. I don't know who James is. Is James in the queue? Oh, I see a Jacob. I see a Junior. And I see a Damien. Unfortunately, chat, there's not a James in the queue. I like it when the chat chooses their champion, though. It's fun. This happens every so often. And then it's like the person has like all the pressure on them to come up here and give a good argument. It's great. They're good. No James, quite frankly. Oh, excuse me. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
31.
Okay. And why do you support the worst president of your 31 years of life?
I believe he is the best thing since sliced bread.
Whoa. Time. What time is it?
My time?
Yeah, what's your time, my friend?
9:07.
What state are you in? That's an American time zone. Well,
Hey.
now what state are you in?
What state?
Yeah, what state are you? Wait, actually, sorry, not state. What province of America are you in?
Province?
Yeah, what province are you in?
I'm in America.
I know, but like what American province?
Why does that matter? Do you want to know why I support?
America doesn't have provinces. Yeah, get pushed. Moving on to the next guest. You got. Ha ha ha. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up, and we got Caden connecting to the live. Oh my goodness. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No.
Banned. Skedaddle. Moving on to the next guest. Okay, I sent a text to Parker. I invited Parker to come up here because I need to use the restroom again. So I'm going to see if he could cover us and, maybe even co-host with us for a little bit. Why not? It's going to get that next guest loaded in, guys. If you are in the queue, make sure that you're at least 18 American MAGA. Y'all already know the rules, though. Just please make sure you follow them. Serenity with a $5 over on Venmo. Thank you. Megan with a 2 and Erica with a 5. Thank you, guys. If you're watching and you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. And I appreciate everyone for all the love today. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? No, they left too. We are just simply not finding the debates. Yo, Jonda, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Jonda Valentine, folks. Jonda says, I don't know how you deal with the trumpets. This goes towards your mental health. Love you. Jonda, I love you too. You are one of the stream's grandmas, and we all love you to death. If you don't know Jonda, she's been watching for a while, and she's a really sweet old lady that I love very much. Thank you, Jonda. You are fantastic. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Parker.
What's good, bro? Oh,
Yo.
wait, there it goes. What's up?
Yo, dude, how we doing today?
Doing good. About to hop on live here in a second. I don't even have access. I still haven't even gotten anything to be able to join as a guest yet. I still haven't set that up.
On what?
I'm only on my phone right now. I can't even use my microphone.
Oh, shit. Well, thank you for
Holy
covering
shit, I did not
everything.
mean to join. I'm so
I really appreciate you, Parker. You are incredibly kind. I just got to run to the bathroom real quick, and I was wondering if you'd cover me for a second.
Yeah, I got you for sure.
Thank you. I'll help to see if we could get a guest up in here. Also, dude, everybody in the chat, there's nobody by the names of James in the queue. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Ah, great. Okay. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute, guys. Go and put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat if you do want to come up. Go ahead and put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat if you do want to come up, guys. We're just looking for somebody to debate. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Oh yeah, sure I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 20.
20, what time is it?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does. What time is it?
I don't think it does.
Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Do you have access to the queue?
I think I do, actually. I can try and help you get someone up here.
Well, I just want to make sure that you're not like waiting on here for the next hour and a half while we're trying to find a single guest. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? What's up, MAGA? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Great. Parker, thank you so much. I'm going to run to the restroom. Everybody, I'll BRB.
Of course. What's good? Why do you support Donald Trump?
Why I support Trump? Because Trump closed off our southern border. Trump has cut taxes. Trump has made...
Can I ask you a question? How do you identify a closed border?
Identify a closed border as putting more patrol at the border, rebuilding the wall, and deporting illegal immigrants.
The wall hasn't continued to get built more. If you're talking about deportations, there was a greater level of nominal deportations under the Biden-Harris administration. Plus, we can point to under the Biden-Harris administration, they were prioritizing deporting people who have committed violent crimes and bad crimes.
Actually, that's not true.
Yeah,
Because everyone that was deported under Biden was able to walk right back in through the border. We've seen Trump deport multiple people, and they've already been deported under Biden, and they've come back. And the crime rates have dropped in every single major city. For example, New York, where I come from. Why? Because he started deporting illegal criminals.
No, it's not because he started deporting undocumented immigrants. Crime was already dropping in New York for years prior to this point. I don't know why you're specifying and saying it's specific to immigration, given that when there was rising immigration, there was still declining violent crime in New York.
Yeah.
And immigrants aren't increasing crime rates. They, if anything, would decrease the crime rates, given that there's a greater percentage of the population that are immigrants, given that they commit violent crime, drug crime, and property crime at lower rates than natural-born U.S. citizens.
Yeah, we would
You
expect
see,
crime
that's the
rates to
difference.
raise
You
with
said
domestic
immigrants. You said immigrants. I'm not talking about immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrants. That's what
I said
everything
undocumented and documented.
that says immigrants, illegals. That's what we're talking about, specifically illegals. Because
Yeah, I
I'm
referenced
also descent
documented
from an
and
immigrant.
undocumented immigrants.
I'm originally from Poland. I mean, not me, my grandfather, but I'm originally from Poland. I'm also an immigrant. Most of America's immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants taking advantage of the system over American citizens that are struggling. They've got food stamp cards for free. They've been in the nicest hotels. They've got whatever they
No,
want.
not true at
While
all.
American citizens were struggling. Is that correct?
That's just not true. Name one. You said that undocumented immigrants were getting access to hotels. You're talking about a legal asylum process, specifically where certain states provided access to housing in severe weather conditions. Right? That's literally what you're talking about. That's the legal immigration process. If you have an issue with legal immigration, well, then that's going to be applicable to your own family. If you want to talk specifically about like undocumented immigration, I did address that. Undocumented immigrants commit multiple times lower rates of violent crime, drug crime, and property crime in the United States comparative to natural-born U.S. citizens. If there's a greater percentage of the population that were undocumented immigrants, and we gave them documented status, they'd commit crime at a lower rate than natural-born U.S. citizens, right? Therefore, lowering the crime rate.
So how did 300,000 children get trafficked in the U.S. and only 75K of them were found?
Oh my goodness, dude. This is crazy because the claim that you're making is a result of another claim of misinformation. That is that 300,000 kids went missing at the southern border. That is a result of another claim of misinformation that 30,000 kids went missing at the southern border. That is a result of the true claim that 30,000 minors did not show up to their court appearances for the asylum process inside of America because many individuals on asylum don't know where or when their court dates are, and the Trump administration has actively made it harder for them to know when and where their court dates are by removing the CBP One app.
Yeah, that is actually a fantastic thing because if you want asylum, I have no problem. We call it Remain in Mexico policy. Stay in Mexico and come in once you have a court date. Don't come in and run around committing crimes in all our cities and taking away all legal jobs, which I don't know if you know, but you're going to probably tell me sooner or later that a lot of construction business run on illegal aliens working for them. That's not...
One second. Illegal alien? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Imagine that somebody referred to you as a fucking illegal alien. That is so dehumanizing.
I don't care. I don't care.
Oh,
because
you don't
I'm
care
not.
about the dehumanizing? So you're so
Yeah,
tough
I'm
on
an
law and order that if somebody commits a misdemeanor, you're going to dehumanize them. But if somebody commits 34 felonies, you're going to single-handedly give them the most power any person alive is currently wielding.
I don't get what you're saying now.
Because it just makes you hypocritical. Oh, if you commit a misdemeanor to start a business, if you commit a misdemeanor to provide for your family, if you commit a misdemeanor to be a part of a demographic that is less likely to commit violent crimes and harder workers, accounting for a larger proportion of the labor force disproportionately compared to citizens, contributing $1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion to the GDP per year, if you pay $100 billion per year in taxes, I don't give a shit. I don't care if you help America. I don't care if you embolden American manufacturing. I don't care if you create a larger consumer base, which creates more demand for American manufacturers, which increases their production, which hires more Americans by product. I don't care about any of these facts because you committed one singular misdemeanor. You are no longer deserving of your humanity, and I'm going to call you a fucking alien, and I think that you should be ripped from your family and sent to a torture center for terrorists in El Salvador. But, if you're held civilly liable for rape, you hit on a 10-year-old girl, you boast about perving on naked teens too, I'm going to make you president, and I'm still going to support you even if you reduce our GDP for one financial quarter, distance us from all of our allies, impose tax policy that's reverse Robin Hood for the rich, that tears 10 million people off of healthcare, 3 million people off of food stamps, just so we can make sure that the richest among us take back an additional 4% per year in taxes. See how hypocritical that is, my friend?
Do you believe in capitalism?
What?
Do you believe in capitalism?
I think that a version of capitalism is best off. What the fuck? Like, what is the relevance of that question to anything that I just said? Reducing back down to your unjust prejudice and bigotry and dehumanization is directed towards undocumented immigrants.
No. First of all, if you committed a crime in my country, I don't care what crime you are, and you are not a citizen, you don't get the laws and the rights like the citizens have.
Okay, we
The
actually you
citizens
do.
of America
You actually
have freedom of
do.
speech.
I have a question. What is the third section
No.
of the 14th Amendment?
I don't know.
Yeah,
You
it's going to
tell
be.
me.
I will tell you. It's the Equal Protections Clause, meaning that you can't treat people differently without good reason. And SCOTUS has like held up incessantly that undocumented immigrants do have access to essentially the same rights as citizens.
Why do you say that this goes on to undocumented immigrants? Maybe it goes on only to citizens.
No, it doesn't. I mean, our Constitution is clear in granting protections and liberties under the articles and amendments. They specify all people subject to the jurisdiction of the country, not all citizens of the country.
Okay. So again, I'm not allowed to call him an illegal alien because that's dehumanizing.
Yeah, I'm saying that you shouldn't because it's dehumanizing, yeah.
But there's no issue in being dehumanizing. Maybe it's nasty of me, but there's no problem in the American Constitution to be dehumanizing. And if I feel if someone would be a pedophile, I would call them a pedophile because they're a fucking pedophile. It's the same with an illegal alien. If you're coming in illegally, I will call you whatever the fuck you want.
You are now comparing hardworking mothers and fathers that are less likely to commit violent crimes than me, Parker, you, or anybody else watching this live that are natural U.S.-born citizens as natural U.S.-born citizens to pedophiles? And by the way, you don't call P3DOs P3DOs. You call them your favorite president. He's not muted, by the way. He hasn't left either. He just doesn't know what to say.
Sorry, I muted myself. Sorry. Do you have stock?
Do I have what?
Do you own any shares in the stock market?
I do.
You do. How's that doing? Is it going up or is it going down?
What I own right now, it's going up.
Oh, why?
Why is it going
Do
up?
you believe the president has any influence over the economy?
I believe that the president has some influence over the economy.
Okay, so why do you think
No, I got to kick you because you got flagged for hate speech. What a pivot. What a pivot. Holy pivot. Parker, you still here? I don't know if Parker's here anymore. Oh, wait, he might be? Parker.
I just sat down. What's up?
Yo. Are you gonna go start your own live?
Sorry, I was about to start my live. Dude, my hair is fucking crazy right now. Like, it's literally not doing what I want it to do.
Dude, I know how that feels. I figured out a strat, though. I've been blow drying my shit, and it's been fuego, let me tell you. Elizabeth, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, saying you're the best. Thank you for all the work you do. I've been watching you for a couple of years, and I continue to learn from you. Elizabeth, you are phenomenal. Show some love to Elizabeth down below. As well as Haley and Anna. Appreciate y'all both for the $2 over on Venmo. Very, very kind. Very, very kind. As well as Abby with a $5. And Chelsea with a $1.30. Thank you guys. And then Gloomy with a $5 as well, saying my families are also Polish immigrants. I do not claim that last caller. Okay. All right, everybody. We're going to move on to that next guest. Parker, are you going to hang out with us or go start your own live?
I'm going to go start my own live real quick.
No worries at all. I'll give you a raid here in around 30 minutes.
All right. We'll see you, bro.
See ya. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Everyone give us a minute to get that next guest connected. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. Hi, are you MAGA? The best mic I've ever heard. Ladies and gentlemen. Right there. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The best mic I've ever heard. Quite frankly. Okay. Yo, Coral, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube. Coral says, this is my last donut for the night, but please take care of yourself with this. Self-care is super important. Thank you, Coral. You are awesome. I really appreciate that, Coral. You are fantastic. I hope that you have a good rest of your evening. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm still, a couple people in the Discord are still asking me to read through a handful of things. So everybody, we're going to do that. You know, they've been asking for a while. Now it's a good intermission to take a look because I know that we took a look a while back. And I want to see, because they said that there's more to go over. Okay. So Sammy says, it is because specifically white men do this thing where they become woke at a specific time and they get praised for it even more than any marginalized community has ever for having the same views. And because they have the praise already, they don't continue to grow with the times. And eventually their wokeness is also just bigotry, but with a slightly shinier bow. Okay, first and foremost, to everybody in the chat, James is not here. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So this message was directed towards me, you know, like something they wanted me to read. So, I mean, the takeaway from this seemingly is that you don't think I grow and that my wokeness has turned into bigotry. While I'm always focused on growing, it's always been something that's very important to me and something that's very clear. I mean, my beliefs have updated as time has passed. You know, if there is, you know, something more specific to a company that message is directed at me, feel free to let me know. The second one is something that we already went over, saying, in fact, you do this all for many issues. Stop profiting off of black struggles. Stop profiting off of the fact that people don't want me to get married who I want to marry. Stop profiting off of my uterus being used as a political pawn. Please implement representation in your streams. This is how changes are made. We went over the representation part of your concerns earlier when Santana was up here, as well as I gave my thoughts. And I mean, yeah, I mean, everything that I said there is incredibly important as well. I agree with that. Now, directed towards the first part of your concern, saying like stop profiting off of, you know, like black struggles, homophobia, and misogyny. Are you asking me to stop accepting donations? If you want to clarify on that, that'd be great. Okay, and then another person says, I'm not going to lie, I'm disappointed. You need to do better at letting marginalized communities be heard. You say you want to do better for them, but you need to let black people come up when speaking about racism. Let LGBTQ plus people come up when discussing homophobia. Let people who can get pregnant come up while discussing abortion, etc. You need to see this and acknowledge it. So many people have been trying to tell you, and we were honestly just sad about this. We are tired. Well, I mean, once again, that just goes back to the conversation I had earlier with Santana and the thoughts and statements that I shared there. Right? We have a handful of people that I like to bring up because I think that they're so much more intelligent than I am in so many respects. And I think that, once again, to re-reference that conversation, that representation is important. I mean, you're not going to hear me say no. I mean, I could kind of repeat like a handful of the pragmatic concerns that limit the amount of representation on the stream. The first pragmatic concern is anybody that is on my live is somebody that I must trust very well. Very, very well, meaning they have to be a personal friend of mine. And the reason for that is I've had a lot of people that have been on this live that I've considered friends to some extent in the past that have done very bad things. QB, AJ, Tashika, the H and the C, Camille, Dan's. Everybody that comes up here has to be very well vetted. And then also just the idea that, you know, because these conversations aren't planned out beforehand and topics just come up as they do, there won't always be, you know, like one of my close friends that is free to come up, if that makes any sense. But I agree. I want, like I said, I want to expand my circle. Okay. So, I mean, is that all? Is there anything else? I would love to go over a handful of things here. You know, they've been asking me to go over, you know, what they've been bringing up in the Discord for the last couple hours. So I thought I'd allow this as an opportunity to absolutely go through it. Okay. All right. And I think that's all. All right. Let's see what else. Kayla, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Kayla on PayPal says, I think it's also very important for somebody with privilege, such as a cis straight white man, speaking on these issues, because frankly, because MAGA likely would listen to you best. Representation is undoubtedly important, but you being a voice for these issues is also important and carries weight. Well, I mean, yeah, I think that representation is so important because there's experiences that I've not lived that are so incredibly valuable in these conversations. And I don't want anybody to downplay the value of representation in these conversations. I've witnessed how well it works in furthering the dialogue in a constructive direction firsthand so many times. But I also simultaneously, you know, like the point that you brought up there about how so many people out there are willing to listen to me simply because I'm some white straight guy is also true. That is also true. And it sucks that that is the way that the world is orchestrated. That somebody's more willing to listen to me simply because I'm a straight white man than those with the lived experiences of these things. And that's why I think that a combination of both factors is incredibly important. 110%. 110%. You know, now somebody in the Discord's calling me a white savior. Dude, come on. This is like how movements on the left get destroyed, shit like that. Dude. Bro, come on. Oh my god. Jesus, man, Jesus. Emily, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for that love. Emily says, stop the Dean hate. You've taught me so much and have helped me in conversations with my conservative family members. So grateful for all the work you do. Please keep showing up. Well, I mean, you know, I think there's a couple actors that just want to be hateful. But at the same time, I know personally a handful of the actors don't want to be hateful, just want to see like things get constructively better, you know, just because like somebody, like for instance, just because somebody offers criticism of something that you like doesn't necessarily imply that that actor is bad faith or is acting in accordance with like hateful virtues, even if you disagree with their criticism. You know, like for instance, think about like a work project in school, high school, college, whatever, and you're working with a group with like 4 other people, and you're working on a project. Maybe you're trying to build a castle. And another member of your team says, I think that we would be better building this castle if we were to use cinder blocks than plastic, right? It's going to have a stronger foundation. The walls are going to be thicker, easier to paint. It will look better. Now, imagine that you personally supported using plastic blocks instead of cinder blocks to build that castle. Just because you would disagree with their criticism of the direction the project should be moving in doesn't necessarily mean that they're being hateful. In fact, in this hypothetical, it would be clear that they are genuinely intentioned to attempt to make the castle the best it can be. So I think that's important to consider because not all criticism comes from a place of hate, even if you disagree with it, even if the criticism is wrong. But simultaneously, that doesn't necessarily mean that all criticism comes from places of good virtues. You know, like for instance, Like the person that called me a white savior. I don't think that you're being good virtued. Anyways, wedding update. Oh yeah, you guys want an update on that? I gave it at the start of the stream. This is probably going to be like the last time I go over it, just because the chat is spamming it. In a nutshell, the husband reached out to my girlfriend, husband to be reached out to my girlfriend, and apologized, said we're both invited and that we are open to be there. And that was it. You know, bro, now people in the Discord are calling me performative. Bro, what the fuck are y'all talking about? I'm so sorry. What is going on? I thought that I addressed every single point that I saw brought up. Okay. What else? What else? Somebody says stop defending your ego. You're performative. Fuck your wedding drama, bro. Nobody cares. Okay. Excuse you? Oh, and now they're coming out with being disrespectful to my girlfriend. My girlfriend worked for a year to set up this wedding. Fuck it, nobody cares. Okay, so like that's bad faith as hell. That is so bad faith. Well, dude, what is going on? Okay. So apparently, according to some people in the Discord, I'm a white savior. Fuck the wedding drama. Nobody cares. I'm performative. Okay. Where is like the real criticism? Where's the real criticism? I would love to go over the real criticism. The same person that called me performative is now saying, is he fucking serious? Yeah, I'm fucking serious, Clancy. Okay, now somebody else said you're ignoring the real criticism. I addressed every single pin message in the chat. Okay. Yeah, Joey says I think it's a pins. Look at the pin message. Pin message. Okay. All right. The first thing in the pin message, something that we've already gone over. Second thing in the pin message, something we've already gone over. Third thing in the pin message, something we've already gone over. Fourth thing in the pin message. I want to be very clear. I do not hate Dean or think he's a terrible person. It's how a lot of us feel. However, there are things he needs to work on. And that's what we are trying to do. Me and so many others are doing this because we genuinely like Dean and want him to make his community safer / feel better. Yeah, I acknowledge that there's a lot of good faith actors. Okay. Somebody else says, I think that, okay, this is the one that I didn't go over yet. They say, instead of debates, Dean needs to take time to sit in live and allow women / LGBT / POC to come up and actually discuss the issues we have with his lack of accountability or representation in his debates. 2 to 3 minutes of addressing the issue and summing it up into quote unquote, yeah, I don't really know anyone to bring up, maybe this person, but we'll see, is not enough, nor will it ever be when it comes to these discussions and debates that affect people's rights and lives. Instead of saying you don't know any people to bring up, you should reflect on why you don't know any people who could come up and take the time to associate with the communities you are debating the rights and to find people willing and educated to come up and partake in debates. To have a platform this big and engage in and platform rape apologists, pedophilic apologists, anti-abortionists, or transphobic people is so harmful, and Dean does not seem to acknowledge this or change his way of handling these guests when called out. It is absolutely possible to call somebody out and to criticize them without hating on them. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure that the 2 takeaways I'm getting from this message, the first one is the same that we've seen from other messages, just saying that more representation is good. And I agree with that point. Once again, I agree with that point. I think that representation is awesome. And you know what? I'll make the promise to you and everybody else in the Discord that I will actively start working on building more bridges with more people and more communities, because that is the roadway into more representation in the space. Now, your second point, saying that it is harmful to platform that I have a platform this big and engage in platform grape apologists, p3ophilic apologists, and anti-abortionists is harmful. Now, when you say grape apologists, p3ophilic apologists, and anti-abortionists, you are literally just referencing Trump supporters. So many Trump supporters that I talk to on a day-by-day basis are literally grape apologists, are literally apologetic to pedophilia, are anti-abortion, right? Like, that accounts for such a large portion of the Trump supporters that we talk to. And I think it is a good thing to be talking to these people because they support Trump, because of how widespread their beliefs are. Like, I think there comes a point where things fall outside of the Overton window and they exist within such small communities that it is genuinely harmful to platform them, because you will just ensure that those communities grow, either in numbers, societal influence, systemic power, electoral power, etc. So I agree with the critique and the notion that you shouldn't be platforming people that are like neo-Nazis or fascists. But, you know, when it's like a Trump supporter that's like, oh, Donald Trump's not a grapist, E. Jean Carroll's a liar, right? It is objectively beneficial for me to then respond and explain how it is true that he is a rapist, how he was held liable by a civil court, how he was accepted by unanimous jury of 9, to go through the individual articles of evidence indicated inside of the case, to go over the inconsistencies in the story of Donald Trump, go over the testimony of E. Jean Carroll, and draw up some logical analysis on how we typically accept the outcomes of the courts. We don't have enough reason to reject the outcomes of the courts in this one circumstance, and how they want to be tough on crime in one way, but not the other, and how they're hypocrites. Because of how many people like hold to that belief, it is so important to call it out. It is so important to refute it, and it is so important to prove it wrong. And I do believe that. Okay. Iris says, we understand your points on the case and the utility in it. We want actual change, not surface level talking points. Now you're just denying the efficacy of the debates. Well, point number one, I will say, I'm surprised that, this is usually something that I hear from the right, that the debates aren't effective. So I'm surprised, you're in my Discord, even looks like you're a mod in it, and think that. Because I felt, or at least I was under the perception that most people inside of the community that we've built here acknowledge how effective these lives are. But I disagree with you. I think that these live streams and the debates that we hold here are genuinely effective. And I feel as if the reason why you disagree is because you have not made a set of certain considerations. I feel like you look at the fact that I bring a Trump supporter up, I prove them wrong, and then they still support Trump, and then they leave. And then you're like, the live streams aren't effective. I get it, okay? On a surface level evaluation, it doesn't seem like I'm immediately changing the mind of most people that I bring up and speak to on the live. Here's what you're not understanding. Point number one. A lot of people are simply unwilling to immediately change their mind, even if they are open-minded and could change over time, right? So there's a lot of people that will come up here, will be MAGA, I'll prove them wrong. They will leave the live stream, still being MAGA, and then come back 2 weeks later and say, Dean, I thought about it after that last conversation I had with you. You've changed my mind. Point number two, there's also a lot of people that watch the live streams that are on the right, that hold the same beliefs as the individual that is on the stream does, and their mind is changed in silence. Point number three, there's a lot of people on the left that will listen to what I have to say, take those points, turn around, and use it on those interpersonally in their own life. MAGA grandma, MAGA mom, MAGA dad, MAGA brother, MAGA sister, and will change their mind. And the butterfly effect of that is insane. It is very neat. It is very interesting. It is very cool. And my evidence of this would be my DMs. I love reading my DMs every single day on like Instagram, for instance, because it is just filled with people that are saying, Dean, you've done it. You changed my mind. Dean, I've always been a liberal. I love what you do. I took some of the points from your streams and I changed my mom's mind. 110%. Okay. Somebody else in the Discord says calling out the Discord on stream with frustration gives people more reason to target and harass others in the server. Please check the list I sent you last week. I'm definitely around if you need any clarification or want to talk more through it. Okay. So I don't want anybody to like target, harass people in Discord. 110%. But at the same time, if there's something said in the Discord that frustrates me, I'm not going to act as if I'm not frustrated, right? But like I could agree that individuals shouldn't target people in the Discord. So maybe that's the in-between. Like, I'm not going to act like some of the stuff that I've seen in the Discord hasn't frustrated me. Like, I'm not going to act like when that person said that, oh, nobody fucking cares about my girlfriend, like, almost getting used for a year for her labor. Like, come on. That's obviously going to frustrate me, and I'm not going to hide that frustration. But I will obviously say, I don't want anybody watching the live to go into the Discord and harass or be mean or belittle anybody in there. Sammy in the chat says, every single time we want to criticize you about the real issues, people that hate you go wild and start being jerks, and that shit gets more attention. Or if we lumped up with their rage baiting and the way they are manipulating actual criticism to be rude to you. Well, I mean, I'd actually say so far today, it hasn't gotten more attention. I've now addressed everything in the pinned. Stop name dropping? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for name dropping. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else in the Discord that y'all wanted me to go over? Like, I mean, I think, you know, I kind of addressed everything that, you know, was pinned, everything that was said. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there's one more thing that they wanted me to address. Somebody says, "Hi, Dean. I don't know if this person said this after I left or you heard me say it and thought it was her, but I was actually the one who said you were doing it to rage bait MAGA into joining." And what they're referring to is when I had 30 people join my stream for an hour and a half straight 2 days ago and scream the N-word. And I was like, these people fucking hate you if you are black, if you are an immigrant, if you are gay. These people fucking hate you. After an hour and a half of people joining, screaming the N-word, screaming homophobic slurs, no debate, like no argument, no policy, just I support Trump because I hate black people. After an hour and a half straight of that, I said, MAGA hates black people. After an hour and a half straight of that. Anyway, so she's saying that I was doing that into rage baiting MAGA to join. If you listened to me, you would have heard me say that your black fan base / viewers were extremely uncomfortable listening to slurs towards us while getting yelled at by every guest. Very fair. I would assume that would have been very uncomfortable for any black individual. Definitely a very fair time to scroll. Like 110%. That was like terrible. We've discussed it in the server while it was happening, and some of us stopped watching because of it. Also fair. I never claimed that you didn't care about what was happening during your live. I said was that I didn't understand why you kept repeating, if you are black, MAGA hates you. as if it's some new mind-blowing revelation or something. Obviously, I don't think you do something to intentionally upset your black audience, so I came to the conclusion that you were trying to get black MAGAs to join up in debate. No, I was trying to call out the Trump supporters for one very clear reason. They like to deny the existence of systemic racism. They like to act as if our society is not organized in such a way where black individuals are oppressed. They like to act if you're white, you have just as much opportunity as if you are black. They like to act like this is the land of the free where everybody's on the same basis, has the same opportunity, and can aspire to the same goals. But then they turn around and they are galvanized in groups of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of supporting the tyrant because they explicitly hate black people. Now, it wasn't to rage bait Trump supporters into joining. It was to call out the utter and clear hatred, the utter and clear vindictiveness and disdain in people rooted in their race, while also denying those same aspects of society at large. This person goes on to say, I genuinely couldn't imagine a different reason to say this to so many times because it was rubbing salt in the wound. You can go back to the lives and read the message from around 2 p.m. to your time to read how people of all races were reacting to what you were saying. I wish you'd stop getting defensive and would talk to people who critique you. You'd see how much we appreciate your work and want to improve rather than wanting to tear you down and fall. Okay. Well, I'm happy I could clear that up. That wasn't what I was trying to do. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's all now. I'm pretty sure that's all. I mean, the chat's still flying. I'll read off maybe 1 or 2 messages. Dean, please be more mindful about removing hateful or harmful people before flags goes up. I mean, I think that most people that join the live are hateful, and all of them are harmful. I'm talking about bigots, conspiracy theorists, and others we normally wouldn't give a platform. No, I mean, if I talk to bigots on the live. I mean, I think that we need to remember that it is bigoted to support mass deportation. But I'm guessing that you're referring to more extreme people, like Nazis. Giving space to the alt-right or similar groups only normalizes them. Okay, like the alt-right, like Nazis. There's a limit, and you often let it go far beyond. And please be more conscious. Well, I mean, when it falls into Nazism or on the alt-right and fascism, no, I actually do agree that we should kick them. I should kick them, and I've been doing that more and more and more. So that small part is fair. But supporting mass deportation is bigoted. You know, it's I have to be able to talk to somebody about why they support it and why, hopefully change their minds and the minds of others. Some people stay up after throwing up Nazi dog whistles, and that's really dangerous. I know that you might not recognize them all the time, but please try to stay educated on them so you can be more careful. I'm actually pretty sure that part's true. I've had a couple people just throw Nazi dog whistles on the live, and I just didn't know because I didn't know them. Didn't know the dog whistles. I should be more mindful on that. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think that's all for now. Barbie says, condemn your fans, Dean? Barbie, didn't you say that you didn't fucking care about what the disrespect directed to my girlfriend earlier? What? What? Okay. Oh wait, somebody said he's name dropping again. Okay, I'm sorry for name dropping. I'm reading off the names of the people in the chat with the messages. I'll try to stay conscious of it. I'll try to stay conscious of it. I'm sorry. It's just when I read donations, I say name and message. So I'm doing the same thing with the Discord subconsciously. It's not something that I'm attempting to consciously do. I will say, if you don't want your name to be read off, don't send a message. Because I've tried to put a conscious intention into it, but I'm just reading them off, and I've said the names of some people. If you're very uncomfortable with that, please just don't send a message, like publicly, because like obviously right now I'm directing my attention to the Discord to publicly read off these things. Like I said, I'm trying my hardest, not to mention. Okay. Okay. All right. It's also like likely not the real name. Okay, anyways. Hopefully that addresses things. Anything else? I don't think so. Okay. All right. Anyways, hello everybody. How are you doing tonight? How are you doing tonight, you guys? Oh man, it's been a long day for me, let me tell you. I got my new chair though. Finally. I've finally got my new chair, and I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier. Owen with the $5 over on PayPal. And now people in the Discord are like mad at me for like stopping to talk about the criticism. Okay, like, should I put like a time length on this? Because I don't know if I'll ever be like able to answer everybody to satisfaction, right? Because like keep in mind, like that is a public forum. Like my Discord, like right now, is a public forum that anybody can join, and I'm reading off of a public chat that anybody could type in and send messages in. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to like respond to everybody to satisfaction. Okay. I mean, hopefully I responded to most of it. I think I try to respond to everything. Okay. Hey, Eliza. Wait, sorry, I didn't mean to read off the name. Somebody in the Discord said, "We love you, Dean. Thank you for all that you do." Hey, man, I love you too. Much love. Other people are saying, "Add Lovey." I don't. I mean, I've kind of read off the messages from the Discord. I don't know if we'll be doing that this evening. I don't know if we'll be doing that this evening. I don't know if we'll be doing that this evening. All right. I mean, yeah. Anyways. Yeah, we're still live, guys. We've been live for a couple hours now. Close to 4. Where's Momo? She's probably downstairs with my girlfriend. She's been loving... Now they're calling me runners? Okay. Can y'all calm down? Can y'all calm down? I think I addressed everything that I saw brought to my attention. And this time I'm going to redirect my attention unless there's any other like pressing issues that deserve to be like brought up and talked about. Anyways. All right. How about this? Oh, wait, shit. We actually got a couple donations. Let's read them off real quick. Okay, there's a couple. Sam with the $10. Hi, Dean. What you're doing is awesome. Thank you for educating so many people. You have piqued my interest, and I've started to care more about politics. I've realized I'm one of over 10 mil affected by cuts to the healthcare. Fuck Trump and fuck these maggots. dude, Sam, I'm really sorry to hear that you're one of those 10 million people. You do not fucking deserve that. That is so bad. And I really hope that we're able to have somebody in the future repeal that shit. MM with the $10 on Venmo says, I'm black and LGBTQ plus and a woman. I think it's essential for white people to correct each other and to hold each other accountable. I'm tired of educating people. Thank you for the $10 and thank you for the input. Ray with the $1.50. Appreciate that. Ray says, Dean, you need to clean out the Discord. There's so many toxic users in there that push away the users that stay for the lives. But all the love to you and your girlfriend. Sid with $1. I'll make sure I read your DM. Let's see. Phoenix with the $2 saying thank you for what you do, Danny. I love you. Thank you, Phoenix. Kaylin. Oh, shit, not the pin. Anxiety pin. Appreciate y'all. Kaylin with the $10 saying, what flavor is my anxiety stick? Because I think I have that one too. It's lavender and caramel. Thank you. It's lavender and caramel. As we already know. Let's see here. Owen with a $5 saying, you're really funny, bro. Please don't go bald. I am going bald. I got medication to stop it, though, quite frankly. Yo, Danielle, I appreciate you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. And you know what, Danielle? I'm gonna finally do it. I'll reach out to you. I read your message. I got you. You're awesome, Danielle. Thank you so much. Let's get 500 Danielle W's down below. I really appreciate you so much for the love. You are awesome. Thank you so much, Danielle. I appreciate that. All right. It's caramel. Hell yes. Not chamomile, caramel. Ashley with the $5 on PayPal and Danessa with the 3 and Michelle with the 5. Thank you so much. Michelle says, I've only watched 3 of your lives so far. This one seemed rough. Some criticism seemed fair. Some did not. Anyways, absolutely love it. Appreciate you. Well, thank you, Michelle. It's incredibly kind of you. Andrea with the $5. Appreciate you for the love. Okay, you guys. It is now 8 p.m. The time when we were planning on getting off for the evening. Said I read your message. I'll shoot you a response once I'm off. Okay. Oh, I will see you all tomorrow for some more debates. We still need to talk to you. Guys, okay. People in the Discord are saying that they still need to, what about? Let's see it. All right, any final criticisms that you'd like to drop over in the Discord, y'all? Please protect the privacy of guests and their families. Immediately remove any over hateful people and not wait for people to be flagged for hate speech. About the child safety of the guests. I agree. What are the mods? Did a mod just tell me to delete the server? Crazy. Okay. All right. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and hop off for the rest of the evening. I love you all, and I'll see you all tomorrow. There's a handful of donations that just went through. Just know that I love and appreciate you guys so much. Oh, wait. In fact, I think there's a couple that I haven't gone around to yet. Kins, thank you so much for the $50 over on Super Chat. Kins on Super Chat on YouTube says, is it fair for me to say that the Discord is a little bit toxic? And if they don't like your content, they could just not watch the content. And they should stop talking about your girlfriend in a negative light, especially since they don't know her IRL. Well, I mean, like, obviously, you'd be in the right to assume that some actors in the Discord are toxic. And, like, whoever was saying that about my girlfriend, like, they're toxic as hell. Saying that nobody cares, you're toxic as hell. Like, you don't get to talk about disrespect towards my girlfriend that way. Like, I'm being so for real. I wonder who that was. You did not get to say that nobody gives a shit about disrespect to my girlfriend that way. Now that was toxic. I also think that there's a couple or a handful of good faith actors. I think that there's a handful of good faith actors that do genuinely want to give constructive criticism. A lot of people that are toxic. A lot of people that are there for good faith criticism. Saray with the $20 saying, I appreciate what you do, what you and Parker do, and I loved the wedding tea while I take a break from my next K drama. Yeah, there's a little bit of an update. There's a little bit of an update on that, but I'm going to keep that off the internet for now. I did share it earlier. Alicia with the $3 over on PayPal. I appreciate that. We'll go ahead and read Alicia's message real quick over on PayPal. Alicia says, I am a 47-year-old black grandmother. Some points are valid, and many of them need to grow the fuck up and learn no one outside of them is responsible for them. Well, I appreciate you for the $3. That is incredibly kind of you. Erica with the $5. I appreciate you so much. That's incredibly kind as well. Then Roberto, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo. Says, talk to Brett Cooper and change her views. She has a massive following. You know, I was actually pretty close to talking to Brett Cooper on a national news media syndicate. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. I was close though. Caitlin with the $5, Phoenix with the 2, Blake with the 5, Sam with the 10. Hi, Dean. What you're doing is awesome, and thank you for educating so many people. Thank you, Sam. All right. Then Ray with the $10 over on Venmo as well. I appreciate everyone so much for all the love. Okay. I'm going to go to an end for the night. I will see you all tomorrow. I'm going to go and grab some dinner. And I hope that you guys have a good rest of your evening. Okay. Now somebody in the Discord says, there was one comment about your girlfriend. Stop centering it among the issues. Okay. I don't think I centered it, but I definitely have a right to talk about somebody in the Cord disrespecting, somebody being incredibly disrespectful towards my girlfriend. But I haven't spent the last 30 minutes talking about the disrespect towards my girlfriend. I've spent the last 30 minutes talking about a whole lot of things. So I feel like you suggesting that I'm somehow centering it, is disingenuous. Very, very disingenuous. All right. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, one more thing. You know what? We're still on it. Why not? I'm not ready to end yet. Why not? I'm not going to leave yet, chat. I'm not going to leave yet, chat. I'm not going to leave yet. Okay. What else? I think there's one more thing. I think there was one more thing. Guys, is Parker on yet? Dude, there was literally like one message from somebody that I just wanted to read, but I lost it. Where was it? Okay, it basically just said, like, call out the individuals that are being racist, call them out for doxing people, threatening to unalive and great people, and worse. Okay, somebody in the chat says, just please call out your fans for being microaggressive and racist. Please call them out for doxing people, threatening to unalive and great people, and worse. All of this has happened to me. Yeah, if somebody has threatened to unalive and grape you, they are not a fan of mine. Right? We could all agree that that's very wrong, right? Like, right? And like, also, like, don't dox anybody, chat. Don't do that. And don't be racist and don't be microaggressive. Like, all of that is obviously, like, not that all that is very bad. It's very bad. Fuck that shit. Yeah, I'll absolutely call that out. And if you do that, then you're not a fan of mine. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end for the rest of the evening. See you all tomorrow. Peace and love, guys. Go raid Parker. Bye.